Hello, welcome to the Football Social with Sky Bet. We are live right now ahead of England against Sweden. Massive quarter-final World Cup match. Pleased to say, on the sofa with me, Darren Bent. Darren, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, thanks for having us on. Thanks for coming on, should I say. I'm so excited, I just can't get anything out of my head.
Already.
Football Daily guys are here. Pato, how have you been, mate? How's your week been?
Yeah, good. I'm actually reasonably pumped about this game.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to be an England fan for the
Are you going to celebrate if England score?
What do I have to do to celebrate? How big does it
Well,
celebrate
Hamill
have to
jumped
be?
on Emil Heskey's back, so you're thinking the same sort of...
That's just rude.
Yeah.
I would never do that to Darren Bent.
And of course, the man in Social Corner, Pete Dorman. Pete, remind the viewers what your role is today, please.
Yes, my role is simple. I am in Social Corner and it is my job to monitor the comments. So if you have any questions or predictions, get them in the comments below and I will farm them out to the guys. If you want to tweet me at Football Daily UK or at SoccerAM with the hashtag #TheFootballSocial and I will pick them up and put them out to the boys.
Yeah, no such thing as a bad question, so get them in now. So much reaction from the last game. This is how Ross Kemp reacted to England's famous win against Colombia. This is brilliant.
You will never know what that means to me. That is everything. Everything! We love you. Boys, we love you.
Love that. Darren, you looked a bit scared when you were watching that. You wouldn't mess with him, would you?
No, especially some of the programmes he's done on that.
It just shows how much, Pato, though, this nation has... This World Cup has embraced the whole country, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's quite exciting about it. Like we were just saying before, that I've never really seen an atmosphere like this. And I don't know, you look at this squad of players, and with the teams dropping out of the tournament at the moment, you do start to think like this is completely feasible. I think they're one of the 2 or 3 best sides left in it.
Well, the team news is in. This is the Sweden team first. Pato, I know that you've got a lot of knowledge about the Sweden side. Talk us through this. There's a lot of players that we do know from their time playing in England and Britain and stuff.
Sure.
Who are the danger men that England have got to look out for today?
Well, obviously everyone knows a bit about Emil Forsberg. He's been great the last 2 seasons for RB Leipzig, but so far at this tournament, he hasn't really been the creative hub of the side. It's been Kleisen on the other wing. Kleisen's been creating around 2 chances a game, which is pretty good, you know, for a guy in that position. And the thing is, they're not going to send a lot of people forward on the counter-attack, right? But they're so good at holding the ball up. And the thing is, they're great at winning those second balls when they play it long. You know, about 1 in 10 of England's passes long, about 1 of 5 for Sweden. So this is a team that will kind of bunker, play it long to their forwards and rely on them to kind of produce something.
And they've only conceded 2 goals.
Yeah, they've been outrageous.
In the whole tournament, which I think is the lowest of any team.
They've only scored 6 though, which is the same as Harry Kane.
Yes, that is true.
As a team.
Good positivity.
But on the other hand, 3 clean sheets in 4 games. You can't knock that. England don't have 1.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like they block more shots than any other team in the tournament as well. So they know exactly what they're doing defensively. And I think this is going to be a tougher game than people
Do you?
think.
Yeah,
You said that, Darren, as well, didn't you?
I 100% agree because, as you were saying there, like everyone so far has written Sweden off. Every game they've played, and even before they got to this World Cup, it was Sweden won't make it, Sweden won't make it. And they're here in the quarterfinals, so I think they're going to be playing with no fear. And all the pressure's on us, really, because we've got the better individuals, I believe. Whether we're the actual better team and play as a team, I'm not so sure.
Well, on the England team is in. Here is the England side. Interesting, it's the same England side that started the last game. Darren, I want to come to you here, because you said you would have made a couple of changes.
Yeah.
Well, what would you have done with this England side?
I mean, I think Sterling's done OK, but he really needs that goal, and I think at the moment it's a bit of a burden on him at the moment. So I would have maybe put Dele Alli in his position now and brought Loftus-Cheek in.
So you'd play Dele Alli as a number 10?
As a number 10.
Right,
Harry Kane got that, obviously, that Tottenham connection. We're not really creating that too many chances, so maybe that might have started to link with the whole Harry Kane and Dele Alli, and I'd have brought Loftus-Cheek in.
Would you? And on Sterling's form, what do you think of Dele Alli this tournament as well? Do you think he hasn't quite reached the heights that he does for Spurs, or do you think he's got a slight knock, hasn't he, as well?
He's got a slight knock, and you can see that he's playing with that, but you're right, he's not hit the same heights he has with Tottenham, but I still believe when him and Kane are playing in that kind of tandem, that two, that you're going to get the best out of both of them. Because I don't think, even though Harry Kane's got 6 goals, you wouldn't say that he's playing the best he's played for a while, because he's not getting the chances.
No,
Yeah,
very good point. As always, we've got some great incentives from our mates at Sky Bet. If you place £10 worth of bets on Sweden against England, you will get a £5 free bet. Importantly, you must get your bet in before kick-off. Minimum odds of 1 to 3 apply, and that is valid until 3 o'clock. You have to be 18 plus, and full terms and conditions apply. Also, request a bet. This is great. Kane to score a header and England to win 3-1 is at 80 to 1. Once again, that is available before kick-off only. Odds subject to change. See skybet.com for the latest. 18 plus, full terms and conditions apply. Pato, they're just going through the national anthems now. You're saying you think it's going to be a harder game than a lot of people expect for England? Everyone we speak to seems to think this is an England win, England win, England win.
Well, England are the favourites. Like, that's totally fair enough to say that, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy to do. Think of it like playing Burnley. You know, like if you go away to Burnley and you'll say, you know,
Manchester City.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Then you expect to beat them, but you don't expect it to be easy. You expect it to be a 1-0 kind of grindy victory, and that's exactly how England are going to have to play it. Like, they can't overcommit. They need to make sure that those defenders are covering for each other, particularly when the fullbacks go forward, or for instance when, you know, Harry Maguire likes to step out of defence. They've got to shift around.
I think it's need to be patient more than anything. It's need to be patient. A goal will come in 90 minutes.
Well, it's interesting. Southgate throughout the whole tournament has talked about believing in it, not panicking. He keeps saying this in all his press conferences, stick to what he believes in. He's not making rash decisions. I think he is the kind of manager, Darren, I don't know what you think, but he won't make rash decisions if it's 0-0 after 60 minutes. He'll stick with the team.
And I think he's been really fair. I mean, he's picked the exact same team as well, so he's picking the same team that are getting the job done. However they're playing, he's picking the same players because he believes in this team. They are getting results. They are in the quarterfinals, and as I said, he's been really fair. So that is definitely something that is a positive for England. Yeah. And as I said, this game is going to be difficult. As Pato was saying earlier, it's going to be difficult because this is the perfect game for Sweden because they haven't really got to come out of their shape. They can just stand there expecting to have a lot of the ball, keep the possession, keep trying to break them down. So they'll just wait. And the moment England starts to commit more men forward, that's when Sweden are at their best.
OK, what you got for social? Any questions? What's the mood like on social media at the minute?
I just, it's optimistic, but also, you know, just a wee bit pensive because I put a couple of polls out. The first
You love a poll, don't you? This man puts out so many Twitter polls. A day does not go by without a Twitter poll. Tell us what's on your poll today.
Life these days. But the first one was just a general, you know, who do you think is going to win? And that was England, 68%. But the next one was, are England at risk of underestimating Sweden? And 74% of people think they are.
Interesting. So it goes back to what you guys were saying. People think England will win. But it's...
It never wins.
Does that mean everyone thinks Sweden is still bad, but not as bad as we think?
I think that's the English way. They'll win, but they'll make it so hard for themselves.
Yeah.
I think
this is a game where you're
social.
It's a game where you're unlikely to get beaten, right?
Yeah.
You could quite easily lose it for yourself. Like what England have to do here is not kind of
panic,
put in an Arsenal kind of performance. You know, where you do something ridiculous.
He says as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I say this as an Arsenal fan. Like where you just kind of overcommit, you get cocky, and then you just lose it.
You need to stay patient because this is not going to be one of them games where England go and blast Sweden out. I mean, it might happen, but I very much doubt they're going to go and get 3 goals in the first. Like Panama, it's not going to be Panama all over again. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have to be patient because it might be 60, 70, 80 minutes where it's still 0-0, Sweden are still tight, and you might just get that one opportunity, and you've got to take it. OK, as well as getting your reaction on Twitter, we can go to Clapham now, where Alex and Zach are. It looks brilliant in Clapham. Guys, what's going on down there?
Oh, it is very lively here, Smithy. As you said, me and Alex are at the Clapham Grand. And I can't put the words. The anthem there, I couldn't even hear you guys in my ear. Alex, we actually spoke to some fans earlier, didn't we? What did they say?
Yeah, every single person in this place is nervous but excited because, like me and Zach, this is the biggest game for England in our lifetime. Everyone's nervous, but everyone loves Gareth Southgate. Every single time he comes on the screen, people are cheering.
I've been very worried. I have not felt this nervous since I did my A-levels 2 years ago. But I'm hoping England can score early and we'll win. I'm going to go with a 3-1 England victory. I've said it, guys. I've said it.
Confident. I think we need an early goal and it'll be 2-0. Harry Kane getting both. Back to you guys in the studio.
More importantly, how young is Zach? He only did his A-levels 2 years ago. God, I feel very old now.
You can't tell.
I'm unbelievable. They did their score predictions. What are you saying, guys? Dorman?
I think 2-0 England. I think they'll be too strong.
2-0. Pato?
I think we agreed beforehand. I go 1-0 England.
You both going 1-0?
1-0, yeah.
I'm saying England extra time. I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out process. A few stats to give you before the game. Sweden and England face each other for the 25th occasion and the 3rd time at a World Cup. Interestingly, both World Cup meetings were group games and both ended in a draw. 1-1 in 2002 and 2-2 in the final game in 2006 of the group. The Three Lions' only competitive win was a 3-2 victory at Euro 2012. And the last time these sides met, Darren, you might remember this, Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored all 4
Was that with
Do you remember that goal?
Yeah.
Is that one of the best goals that you've ever seen still?
Best game, probably the best overhead kick, I think.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, he's about 40 yards out.
Yeah. Gareth Bale tried one this year, which was incredible as well.
Yeah, and Ronaldo before.
Do you think? It's not bad. Yeah. So we're moments away from kick-off. They're just showing Gareth Southgate there. Pete, what else are people saying on social?
Yeah, no, they're just ready for the game to start. I've got a question here from Brett that says, on the route to the quarterfinals, Sweden have surpassed Netherlands, Italy, Germany and now Switzerland. Why are they so good against bigger teams?
It's a good point, that, actually. If you look at their qualification, they had to play Italy in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think France are in their group.
France and the Netherlands.
In the qualification, and the Netherlands. So it goes back to what you're saying. They're not a bad team at all, this Swedish team.
They're just so hard to break down. And I think people, as I hope we don't do the same today, is underestimate them.
Yeah.
People automatically think, Sweden, got no real superstars. Probably Zlatan was the last real superstar they've got. But as a team, they're so solid and hard to break down. And when a team's organised like Sweden are, you can't just pick and choose. You can't just pick past them. And I think that's why they've managed to knock out so many big teams, because people have probably seen them and gone, we can beat these. Got to play against them. And if there's no, once plan A's not working, they ain't got no plan B to break them down. What's
it like? You've played for England, many top clubs in the Premier League as well. You must have gone into situations where you're the favourites to win and you've come up against a team that just defend. Is that sometimes more frustrating than playing against great teams that are so open, that allow a striker such as yourself chances? Because they'll be all over Harry Kane today, won't they? 100%. I mean, I remember going, I think it was with Tottenham, we went to Fulham when Roy Hodgson was in charge, and they were the hardest team to break down. Really? Because, and I remember speaking to a few of their guys who played for Fulham, training was boring, it was always team shape. But listen, when match day came, the same year they got to the European Cup final, 2 banks of 4, their full-backs didn't go anywhere, and it was the most hardest, it was horrible for me because I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to go because we just 1 bank to 4, 2 banks of 4, couldn't break it down. Right, the match has started. Pato, how do you think we started, mate? 20 seconds in.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, obviously, it's been a really exciting start. So are you looking for then runs for the players around you to create space for you? Is it Dele Alli who's going to make the difference?
You're going to have to, because you need to draw them out. You can't go in 1s and 2s against a team that's so organised like Sweden are, because you're trying to take 1s and 2s. Like Harry Kane might become isolated. He might not touch the ball for a long period of the game. And that's where you need like Sterling, Lingard, Ali, the 2 full-backs to get forward to now start committing people.
It was interesting against Colombia. He started dropping quite deep.
So deep. He was in the centre circle.
He was getting hacked so much. I think he just dropped deep and said, "You know what? I'll play passes for like Sterling and Lingard." He's a surprisingly good creative passer, Harry Kane. Like
the only thing about that, because he's England's main source of goals, when he starts dropping deeper and deeper, you need to be careful, because
he was so deep, wasn't he?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
You always need that vocal point up there.
It's good to see that England don't have any major injuries as well, because it was a very physical game. Do you think that England will find that again? I mean, Colombia's game plan was part of their game plan, wasn't it? I mean, we're lucky that there's no serious injuries for this, because there was some dirty tactics in that game, weren't there? Would you agree with that?
I agree as well. And even the Panama game before that, same thing. Really nitpicky kicking, stuff like that. So they've done well to come out without any injuries, but I'd say against Colombia, it's going to be a totally different game, I believe. Yeah, slowish start, only a minute into the game. Let's go back at Sweden's qualification pattern. It's a good point you made. 1-6, drew 1, lost 3. Playing Italy, we're saying who they've beaten. They also beat France in the qualifying. They are better, as you quite rightly said, than a lot of people are giving them credit for in this tournament.
Yeah, though I think they got a little bit of luck in qualifying as well. I mean, in the playoff against Italy, Italy had pretty much a stonewall penalty that didn't get given.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
You know, and Insigne didn't even play, which was a kind of crazy decision like that. They got past the Netherlands. It's not a great Netherlands side. They got past Italy. It's not a great Italian side. And I think that question before that put Switzerland in there with the other big teams, I thought that was a little bit generous. But yeah, I mean, the thing about them is they know exactly what they're trying to do, and they know what England are trying to do as well.
Wow, it looked like, because obviously straight away they're not letting England play out. Squeeze right up.
You found that quite interesting. You think that's because they're England approaching this wrong? Is that just Sweden are pushing them back?
Yeah, obviously Sweden are good of a football side, England are, so they've just stopped it at source, not play straight away. But then the interesting thing is, when England do get out, they have to sprint back.
Yeah, Henderson chance.
That's great defensive.
They obviously run a risk there. If they're playing so high, if that ball gets headed down and England retain possession.
You've got 4 players automatically out of the game.
Yeah.
Darren, I want to talk to you about the set pieces, because everyone's saying it's amazing how good England are at set pieces, the amount of goals they've scored. They've only actually scored 2 goals from open play, though, and one was the Harry Kane lucky deflection goal, wasn't it? Is that an issue for England, do you think? Or do you as a striker, just go, I don't care how we score goals as long as we win football matches? Yeah, but they definitely need to be a bit more creative. The more further you go in a tournament, when you play against more top sides, you need to create chances. And obviously at the moment, England are not really doing that. I know Harry Kane's got 6 goals, but I bet if you even asked him himself, he'd probably say, well, I've not had that many chances, which he's probably not. So Yeah.
I think they do need to be a bit more creative, and they've got the players to do it. They've got, Dele Alli's, Sterling's. They've got these guys that can change games like that. So it is quite interesting how they're not creating too many chances, but from dead ball and set plays and stuff, they've been deadly.
Yeah. It's very unlike England, isn't it? If you think we've won a penalty shootout, the morale in the camp seems amazing. We're getting wins and we're not playing at our best. It's sort of everything the opposite of what usually happens to England when we dominate games. Referee decisions go against us. We're unlucky in penalty shootouts. We seem to be getting a little bit of the rub of the green this tournament, Pato. Go along with that?
Maybe, but I mean, like the set pieces, like they've obviously worked on them. Like, but a third of England's shots are coming from headers at the moment, which is not really ideal. It's not what you want. But it might get easier if they play better sides. Like in a way, like they kind of suffer from playing on this side of the draw, right? Because you're coming up against the sides who let you be the protagonist.
Yeah.
If they come up against
difficult
France,
for you to play.
Yeah, if you come up against a France or something, or a Belgium who are going to come out at you a little bit, then they'll definitely have the players to run a counter attack. I think.
Yeah, I agree. To be fair, you're 100% are, I believe there as well. You play against better teams who believe they can beat you by playing football.
Yeah.
Then that's when you might see the more creative players like Dele Alli and Sterling's run into these spaces that other teams have left. But when you're playing against a Sweden or a Colombia,
it's a bit like Russia did the same with Spain, didn't they?
Yeah.
Spain, I mean, there's no doubt that Spain had better ball players on the pitch, but Russia played with literally a bank of 5, and Spain couldn't break them down. But for the Russian team and manager, it's job done, isn't it? The game plan worked.
If you got through this game, would you rather play? You guys as England fans.
You're an England fan, Pato. Stop pretending.
Would you? Yeah, sorry, England fan, big England fan here. Would you rather play
Free kick, ref.
Croatia
Free
or
kick.
Russia? Because Croatia are a better side, but Russia, the fans are with them.
I think
and,
Russia
like,
it will be tougher than
they've
people
been
think.
playing-
If England played,
I'd still rather play.
Russia.
Yeah. Croatia have got some. You're talking about some top.
the
They've probably got the best
midfield's
central midfield player in world football right now.
Modric, yeah.
So I think I
And
still.
Rakitic is
Yeah,
not bad either.
Rakitic isn't bad either.
Kovacic, just name them forever.
I'd
They'll go
definitely
forever.
rather play Russia me than play. Than play.
We haven't beaten Sweden yet, Pato. One at a time. Interestingly, over your shoulders there, they are the scenes. That is Bristol City. That is Ashton Gate, I believe. And then over my right, that is Silverstone. Don't forget today, it is the qualifying for the British Grand Prix. So there are thousands and thousands of fans. I mean, the scenes there, that's going to go off, isn't it, if England win? That's going to be crazy. So we will be cutting back to them also, as well as Clapham, where Alex and Zach are for us. First half
Everyone
chance
must be
for
regretting
England.
making plans, like assuming England would get knocked out. Like I think Bobby Charlton is at Wimbledon today. He must be livid. Like,
Why is Bobby Charlton at Wimbledon? Bobby, come on.
England will be miles out. Like,
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Do you see? There's the couple. There's a couple that are getting married today.
Yes,
and their ceremony is the time of kickoff. So they're rushing the ceremony through so they can watch the
100%.
second half.
Unbelievable.
Just get to the vowel bit. Get to the vowel bit.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. If you're at that wedding, you'd just want to watch the game, wouldn't you?
If I'm at the wedding, if I'm 100% honest, if my phone's out and I've got BBC iPlayer,
Does anyone think of any reason why these two should not be joining matrimony? Yes.
At my wedding, my best man is a Liverpool fan, and I'm a Gooner, and Liverpool were playing Arsenal on the day, so he came.
Really?
Yeah, so I came out afterwards, and we were both like, "Has anyone got the score?
Really?
Does anyone know what's going on?" Obviously, they beat us, but whatever.
Right, chance for
Wow.
Sweden. Wow, long.
Hoof.
Got over through.
Oh, it's so tense, isn't it? This is watching. There's something about watching England in a major tournament that's just so nerve-wracking.
I mean,
I think
it's
it's
really
made- I think it's
entertaining
made
to
even
watch you
worse.
watch it, though.
It's made even worse now that there's genuine belief as well.
Yeah.
You know, that England can actually...
Yeah,
Because this
I
is
agree.
probably the best chance England have to get the World Cup final.
Do you think that is?
Ever.
Do you think this is the best chance ever that England will have to get to a World Cup final?
I mean, it has to be.
Bold.
Well, no, if you play Colombia, Sweden, Croatia/Russia, and then Belgium or France in the
Long
final,
throw.
you know, as a knockout run to the final, that's pretty easy as far as World Cup runs go.
yeah, it could be a lot. It could have been the
Yeah,
other side,
it could be a lot
the other
worse.
side of the
Yeah,
draw.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you've also got to look at the squad, right, and think 4 years' time, a bunch of these guys are still pretty young.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, they-
Sterling's going to be
yeah.
27. Like, how old's Ali going to be? 26?
But how old is he?
Yeah, is it? How old is?
I mean,
Pickford?
pretty much
23,
this
24?
whole team, certainly in the
All
next
these
2
guys will
years,
still
the
be
Euros,
peak-
will all be playing,
peak
surely.
years, Yeah, like
But then-
right in their peak.
Then you also have those under-17s coming through, like Phil Foden.
That's a really good point.
The under-17 teams that won,
Ryan
they won the World Cup.
Bridgestone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
17 World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, that would, because that's what you look at this England squad and you think it's lacking, right? Like, would you say, I don't know, I mean, maybe there are some weaknesses at centre back, but like a number 10 is what I kind of think they're missing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dele Alli can play there, number 10.
Yes, I
Loftus-Cheek.
agree, yeah.
I don't think Sterling's a number 10. I think he's wide right, wide left. You know what I mean? Them into-out runs, that's what he's been so good at Manchester City. But I think Dele Alli can play there, and definitely Loftus-Cheek. I mean, he's really impressed me this season.
Loftus-Cheek's had a really good tournament, actually, hasn't he? When
He's had a really good season, I think.
Yeah, he's been someone that, if you'd have said last year, I think a lot of people would have been surprised if we'd said Loftus-Cheek would be starting for England next year, but he's earned his stripes, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, because I know a lot of people that were like, well, how's he even in the squad? He's not played that much, but when he played for England, he made his debut, it was like he'd been playing for England for years and years and years.
And just talking about young players, there's a question here from Stephen Hayes, and he has asked who has been the standout youngster of the tournament.
I've got to say Mbappe, yeah. I've got to say Mbappe, yeah. Stupid question, but get him in, keep him coming. Mbappe was just incredible against Argentina, wasn't he?
I mean, there've been good defensive performances as well. Like I thought Davinson Sanchez was pretty good. Like the tournament so far. Like he's a smart defender, man. Like it's always so rare to see guys who are like with attackers, right? You see them mature early, but with defenders to have that composure at his age is quite unusual, I think. But
yeah, you're right about Mbappe there as well. But also as well, it's a pretty easy answer because he's been hyped by the press.
Yes, good point.
Do you know what I mean? A lot more than others. So.
And also, I felt like with Argentina.
Go on, Harry.
Argentina
Come on, Harry.
could not have played in a better way for Mbappe.
Oh, space.
No, yes, so true, yeah.
No, feel free. Run through the middle. And who are we going to play against?
We're going to stand
ancient guys.
We'll stand on the halfway line. You just keep running.
Poor Mascherano's like running after.
Is that the game of the tournament for you?
His crutches.
Best game of the tournament? It's been in a
Portugal and Spain.
Do you think? Yeah.
Last night was good as well.
Belgium, Brazil. Yeah.
But yeah,
it's been an amazing World Cup, hasn't it? Unbelievable World Cup.
I feel like I said that after every World Cup, though. I genuinely think this one's been brilliant.
The thing about this one for me is just there's been so many upsets and surprises from group stage to second round to quarter final. It's just, and it's so open as well. And the fact that England are going to win it.
Yeah, great.
Right, Carl whips one in.
Goal.
Come on, England! Oh! We're getting so excited. That was just a mundane cross at the keeper court, but we're getting so excited about absolutely anything. I cannot imagine what Clapham and these scenes, Ashton Gate there. I mean, Silverstone's the one for me. If I look, the amount... I don't know, that's not Silverstone at the minute, but we are going to cut to Silverstone. If England win, that for me is going to be the place. Because how many are at Silverstone? There must be tens of thousands there.
No idea.
Tens of thousands of fans.
No idea. I'm the wrong guy to ask. I mean, this is the interesting thing, actually. Like, you know, you were saying before about, like, they are lucky to get through the Colombia game without injuries. That's true. But this is a pretty tough England side, right? Like,
a lot physically tough, you mean?
A lot of these guys also play on teams where there is, like, a degree of tactical fouling, right? Like, Spurs do it, Man City do it. Like, people are pretty savvy about that kind of stuff now. So it's not like the old days where you get hacked out of it by Honduras or something. Like, it's, you know, there are some classy teams in the competition. And actually, I don't know if anyone was that embarrassing at this World Cup. Like, who did you think was the worst team you saw at the World Cup?
Panama were bad.
Yeah, Panama were great against England.
More than Colombia?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, Panama were bad, just because in respect to that, they're just like, I felt like they just, even with they know the VAR room, for instance. Yeah. And the way they still hacked down England, like grabbed them, just showed me that they were just...
Yeah, silly.
Silly, do you know what I mean? Was it this time we've got have had, like, world-class players.
Do you think England would have won had James Rodriguez had played that game?
He'd have made it. I think England still would have won. I still believe they would have won, but he would have made a difference.
Big loss, that.
Massive.
Big loss.
Yeah.
Great
when you
player.
build your team around one player and then that guy gets injured, there's not a lot
Chance
you
of Sweden.
do.
For some reason, I thought that was a lot closer than it was. Pickford's very angry with that reaction. I just got a feeling this game is going to be 0-0 for a long time, Pato, and we're going to be sweating quite a bit.
I mean, it'd be interesting at least.
You haven't seen when England go forward, they literally park 9 players behind the ball. Sweden.
Yeah.
It's going to be so tough for them to break that down and break through.
And set pieces as well. I was looking earlier and, like, Sweden have used 19 of their 23-man squad so far, and of those, only 5 of them are under 6 foot tall.
Right. But England have used a lot as well.
But your set pieces then are like, it's a little bit harder to have your set pieces as a weapon when you're playing, you know, huge Scandinavian guys.
I'm saying that England aren't that small, though. You know,
they're
pretty tall side.
Well, I mean, Harry Maguire's head is absolutely like colossal, right?
Harry Maguire's head has come up in conversation a lot, actually, throughout these shows.
It's bigger than Eric Dyer's head, which is saying something.
Instantly, we will be going to all these fan parks, to Clapham, to Bristol. Just been told that there are over 100,000 fans watching the screens in Silverstone.
Wow.
100,000.
That is incredible.
That's a lot of
disappointed.
Exactly. Hope for their sake that England can get a result. Darren, as a striker yourself, got to give you this stat, which for me is incredible. Harry Kane, 6 goals, has scored with 6 shots on target. So he's only had 6 shots on target in the whole tournament, scored 6 goals. That's just something you dream of, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's had obviously the couple of penalties and one off his heel and stuff. But I've said it before. I said at the start of this season, like as a number 9 for me, he's the best in the world right now, currently.
No one better in world football for you.
No one better in world football.
Why do you say that?
Because he showed me this season and in this tournament, to be fair. I mean, the Colombia game for me, he was impressive where he wasn't really seeing much of the ball, but every time he got the ball, he was getting little fouls, little niggles, getting his team up the pitch. And as we spoke about earlier, about him dropping deep and bringing others into play, I just feel that he's one of them players that, like Messi have got it and Ronaldo have got it, that when they step on the pitch, it's not even so much are they going to score, it's when.
Yeah, he's got the aura about him.
It's when they're going to score. And for me, he's just one of them people that can seem to score 1, 2, 3 and just consistently keep going and going and going.
And you were at Spurs when he was coming through the ranks. Did you see much from him then as a youngster? Do you think this kid's special? Or
because I didn't really see him play, but what I do remember about him, he was always working hard. That's one thing I do remember. He was always working on his finishing, putting the extra work in. So they will say, as a youngster, if you're putting in the work, and eventually it will pay off. And for him, it certainly paid off. I mean, he got two out of 3 golden boots, and he could have had a third this season.
Yeah, could have had a third. Yeah.
Get 30 goals and not win the Golden Boot.
It's mad, isn't it?
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Pato, speaking of Golden Boots, I mean, he could... One more goal, do you think he's done it? Do you think he will win the Golden Boot at the World Cup?
He's certainly got to be the favourite at the moment. He's 2 goals ahead of Lukaku.
Yeah, he's the favourite,
more. But, I mean, on the other hand, Lukaku's definitely got another game coming, whereas Kane is still playing for that.
Yeah. Mbappe, maybe? Do you think he...
No.
He's too far back. He's got to get 3 goals. He doesn't take penalties. Griezmann does.
True,
so
good point.
I don't know. Yeah, you certainly think he's the favourite at the moment. And would he be the first since Lineker in 86?
He would be, yes. First since Lineker if he won the Golden Boot.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best. He's certainly the best centre forward I've seen for England since, I guess, like Shearer was such a natural goal scorer. Shearer to me is like the kind of Wayne Gretzky of like the Premier League, where it's just like outscored everyone at such an insane rate for such a long time. But I don't know, like Kane is much more of an all-round player, right? A more modern centre forward.
I would have said like one of my favourites was Lewandowski, like. But he really disappointed me.
Do you think that's because Poland had a poor tournament, or
Yeah, but he's their main man. Do you know what I mean?
You think you expect him to shine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like when I look at obviously certain players like Ronaldo, the Portuguese team that he plays in. I wouldn't say they're great, they're okay.
Yeah.
But he seems to generate something in that team where,
especially that Spain game.
Exactly,
Wow,
he can drag them back. And Lewandowski for me this tournament just didn't do that.
And even last night, you saw Neymar dropping so deep, being like, "Give me the ball, I want the ball."
Yeah, he wants it all the time, doesn't he? Yeah,
like I'm taking us to the next round. Obviously, it didn't happen, but yeah, with Lewandowski, it was just a bit flat. He just
flat,
didn't...
and to me, it also looked like it was like, well, I know we're not good enough, so it's not my fault really. It's just
Pete, you got something for us on the big screen to your left, I believe.
This is obviously IKEA. Gareth Southgate has taken a trip there, and he's obviously bought himself a trophy cabinet.
Is that the World Cup trophy we're saying? Is that?
Well, no, it's a trophy cabinet for whatever's coming home. I believe something might be coming
clever.
home.
Any other memes on that level that you've got for us?
I haven't got.
What is the reaction on social to this start? 15 minutes, 16 minutes in, 0-0. No real chances for either team so far.
I've got actually quite an interesting question from Simon here, and he's asked: Are Sweden more dangerous with Zlatan or without Zlatan? Would you prefer to face him in the squad, or are they better without him?
So it's a tough one because obviously he's world class, but at the same time, when you take that superstar out, then it's not all about one player. Like these guys are all thriving probably because Zlatan's not there. Because they can all play, they can all do their bits, and they're all playing for each other. But it's hard to say it's not because it's Zlatan.
What a player. Going back to that point though, Darren, you made a really interesting point off camera before, saying that you think this England team is doing so well because they're all young, they're players that are playing on form, and that there isn't a pressure of Southgate to play a player that's, a 33-year-old Wayne Rooney or a 32-year-old Steven Gerrard, or he's just playing players on form, which is probably why this team is doing so well.
Exactly. I mean, back in the day, I'd have said that someone like Harry Maguire, I think, had a fantastic World Cup. Because he's at Leicester, they might have been like, well, he doesn't play at the highest level, so we can't really start him. Let's go and play Gary Cahill.
Right, because he's more experienced.
More experienced as well. But Harry Maguire, for me, he's been arguably England's best defender, probably.
Yeah, he wins everything in the air, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been more solid. So, I think that's why Southgate's doing so well. And I think that's why the guys respect him so much, because this is probably the closest bond I've seen between team and manager.
Totally agree.
For a long time.
Who do you think's been the best player at the World Cup overall, though, so far? Because I've been having this debate with people. So I said, I think it's Lukaku. Or Lukaku's certainly got a shout for it. Unbelievable.
You love Lukaku, don't you?
Yeah, he's an amazing player.
I do love him as well.
And it's difficult not to root for him as well because of some of the criticism he gets. I think people say his touch is bad. People say he's not an intelligent player. He's clearly an intelligent player. I think. and you were saying before, his touch is better than people think it is. I don't know, like last night, incredible run, like just through the heart of the midfield, four guys out of the game. Like, and in the previous game, we saw him make that run, which created that Chadley goal pretty much on his own. Like, it's just, I don't know, I find it hard to think of somebody who's consistently been as good as he has in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, before they went out, I thought a good World Cup was Godin from...
Yeah.
Go on, Harry! Oh, it's just gone wide. Come on, England, first chance.
That's his first shot. There you go.
Whew, yeah, so that's a shot that's not on target. That kills his stats, doesn't it? It kills his stats. Is he thinking about that, Darren? Oh, it's not
far
not
away.
far wide. Godin, you think? One of your players in the tournament?
He was playing fantastically well, for defending really well. He was playing well. And also, do you know, I think he's done really, like, probably England's best player, in my opinion, Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's been brilliant.
I mean, I think he's done really well.
Right, we can cross live now to Alex and Zach, who are in Clapham. Guys, what is the atmosphere doing down there?
To be honest, mate, there's not actually too much to report. Before that Harry Kane chance, Sweden were on top, as you all saw. And the crowd, to be honest, they're a little bit tense in here. They're a little bit tense. I feel like they're not as confident as they were at the start of the game. Zach, how are you finding it?
I'm scared. I'm so scared. I can't put into words how nervous I am. It's unbelievable. However, that chance there that Harry Kane just had, I thought was going in. I nearly jumped off straight into those fans. The fans down there, as we've already said, they're cheering everything. They're cheering every throw in the getting. And when we got a corner, it was basically like we scored. But back to you.
Yeah, can say, yeah. Cheers, guys. Quite a tense atmosphere, Pato, there. So I think the England fans are very nervous, aren't they? It's not what we've seen in previous games.
I mean, sometimes I feel like you don't want to watch a big game around other people because it's just too stressful. Like, I can't watch, like, FA Cup finals, I just watch them at home on my own.
Never go to them?
I can't deal with it.
Really?
I can't deal with it. It's honestly too
See,
stressful.
I find it I find it less nervous being at a ground because at least you're around fans or fellow people. If you're watching it at home, then you just get your phone and everyone starts hammering you and rival fans start going.
It's worth being in the crowd and watching them lose.
Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, this is a Spurs fan who's enjoyed the last like 3-4 years of success. See, like if we'd asked you this question like 10 years ago,
exactly.
then you'd have been
Completely
like,
different
"Oh my God,
answer,
I would never let anyone know I was a Spurs fan in public."
10 years ago, he won the Carling Cup, though.
Well, we did, yeah. Yeah, very true, yeah. Last trophy.
I don't know. It's just being at the World Cup must be amazing, but at the same time, like I can't imagine how devastating it is to like head back to your hotel room having like just watch your side like lose a game.
You're probably right. It probably would be nice to be there if you're not watching your own country.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we were.
That's why there's so many Argentinians at the Uruguay game, like having a great time.
But there is nowhere better to be than right here, isn't that right, Darren? On this sofa there. He's loving it, yeah.
It's tense, even in this room.
It's tense and it's hot, it's tense. It's interesting though, because we went obviously to Euro 2016, covered the whole tournament. Amazing. I was there for 3 weeks, amazing. But I was in the stadium in Nice for England-Iceland, and I've never been outside a stadium in my life where the frustration, the anger, because that was such a shock defeat for England. But
So Iceland?
England-Iceland, yeah, in Nice for Euro 2016. And it was, fans were just... shock is the biggest way to describe it. I mean, after England went ahead with a penalty after 5 minutes, I think it was just incredible. The disappointment outside that ground and the anger, I've never experienced it.
Plus, you have to deal with the fact that, like, I don't know, people always seem to have the wrong idea about what it... Like, every game at this tournament, it seems with England, like, people have just been complaining about Raheem Sterling. And, yeah, maybe he hasn't been putting in the best performances, but, like, it seems weird to blame him for, like, England not being able to create anything in the final third.
It's like every tournament, there's one person...
There is, a scapegoat, isn't
That's
there?
true. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, there's a little appeal here.
A bit close, I think. Like every tournament, there's one person they think, right, we're going to pin everything on him now.
Yeah. Like,
Pete,
but it was him at the last tournament as well, right?
Are people happy with the start so far?
There isn't much in terms of like comment on the match, but I just asked the question, who do you think is going to score first? And it's quite a mix of replies. There's Harry Maguire, Lingard, and a lot for
Harry
Kane
Maguire?
as well.
But they all agree that an England player.
Definitely an England player.
There was a rogue Forsberg, but I deleted it.
I did, good, yeah, really good.
Blocked.
But yeah, I mean, I think Harry Maguire has received actually quite a few shouts, so I think obviously they're looking to set pieces as a big thing for England.
He does win everything, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's been a
chance for England.
Oh.
Go on, boys. Go on. Oh! Who's that, Trips?
Yeah, look that way. It's a good play. A little bit under hit the pass out to him there, right here.
His delivery is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, there wasn't.
Could have been interesting.
Yeah. Took a little nick off there.
So, Darren, do you think, providing it stays like this for long periods of time, you still think Southgate will stick with the formula? He's not going to make any substitutions early? He doesn't strike me as that kind of manager, does he?
He doesn't have to be fair. But to be fair, Sweden have kind of surprised me a little bit because to me it looks like they're committing a few more men forward than
I thought
they would. But no, he's got nothing to change at the moment. I mean, England have dominated the possession as I thought they would do.
Yeah.
It's just about timing, really, and patience about breaking them down because at some stage of this game they will get a chance.
Yeah, 58% possession England have had compared to 42%. Sweden. I hope I got the maths right because the graphic disappeared before I did that. That is right, isn't it, Pato?
Something like that.
And double the amount of passes completed. But Sweden won't mind that, will they? Because it goes back to the Russia, the Spain debate that they won't want to be dominating possession as long as they stay in this game.
Yeah, they're perfectly happy. I mean, like England have been completing about 500 passes a game so far in the tournament, and Sweden have been down around 300. So they're not that bothered. Like, they can hold the ball, and I'm sure that if they went a goal up, like, you know, maybe they'd be looking to, like, lay it off to get to their strikers on the ball who can hold it up and get them up the field. But they don't really care. Like, they're perfectly happy playing this way, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
And, you know, so far, they've certainly shown an ability to do it.
This game here could go from England's hardest game to England's easiest game. Because if England were to score first, Sweden have got to come out.
Yeah.
And then it plays into England's hands.
It plays into England's hands. I don't think Sweden know a way of you know what I mean, coming out and trying to break England down. So all of a sudden now, England can just be patient.
Yeah.
And the moment Sweden commit too many men forward, just calm them apart because we've got the players to do that.
Delhi's on the ball now.
It was interesting that England, in the Colombia game, allowed themselves to be pushed back a bit and just said, you know what, we're going to defend deep and we'll be fine. Like, that was quite strange. I thought they'd carry on trying to dominate the ball.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that was weird?
It was a bit weird to me. It was weird to me. That whole Colombia game felt weird to me, the whole thing, because the way England started, I thought they started off really well, but I couldn't believe how much they kind of like went the other way second half, and especially the first half of the extra time, where England were so dominant in the first half, and then it's like they run out of gas, kind of, like when Colombia were pressing forward.
It was an odd game, wasn't it? That really strange game.
I mean, in the last 20 minutes, England just looked scared as well.
Yeah.
Do you think scared of losing?
Yeah. Because the stakes are so high, but they just invited the pressure as well.
Yeah. But people couldn't make the
runs. I don't
mean
to laugh. There's a lot of semi-naked people in. Is that just the heat, do you think, in Bristol? A lot of people with their shirts off.
I think that's just Bristol.
Is it? OK.
Yeah. Ordinary Bristol.
Again, though, it's very similar to Clapham. It's a very nervous-looking set of fans, isn't it? You usually see fans singing or dancing, or it's very, very nervous. I mean, I'm tense watching it now, but I thought I'd see more from these big fan parks, Pato.
I just think that people just, it's too much, like, at the moment, right? Like, people,
like used to it.
Well, you're looking at people, who have no idea how to deal with England being in the latter stage of a tournament, right?
We don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's not so relentless.
God!
Every 3 days now, every 3-4 days, you're going through the same thing.
Like Zach was born after Euro '96.
Well, yeah, really recently.
So he has no idea like what this feels like. Basically, I don't know. I mean, it's.
I feel really old now.
Yeah, so
That's how I feel every day in the office. I don't know. Like this.
Pato, I want to ask you about this. We were chatting about this in the office. All European semi-final it'll be.
Sure.
Are you surprised that all the South American, Asian, African sides are out already? So there's none of them that have got far? Do you think it's just the way that the draw's progressed? Or do you think the strongest nationalities are all European?
No, I mean, I mean, Brazil could quite easily have got through, right? You know, like they were comfortably the better side against Belgium, I thought. You know, like, could easily have won that game. Especially if they got the penalty decision. Uruguay could have done it as well. Like this
close game, that wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the thing. I think it's weird to draw conclusions about like the relative strength of like South American and European football based on just like a couple of inches. Like you think about Colombia, if that shot had just dropped like,
sorry,
I can't deal with it.
Just cut to a close-up view as your earpiece pops up. I have no idea what you're on about, but it's a really valid point.
The thing about Colombia, right? If that penalty had been 2 inches lower, if that shot like Jordan Pickford hadn't got across it, suddenly are we saying, oh well, maybe European teams aren't that much stronger than South American ones?
But also as well,
it seems a weird conclusion.
It's the draw as well. Look how lopsided the draw is.
It's mad.
All the top teams are on one side of the.
All of them on one side.
So.
It is mad, that, isn't it? It's sort of
I'm having
quite
so much trouble, mate, with this earpiece. I just can't deal with it.
I have no idea what you're about.
You know,
do you want to put it in, Pato?
No, I just want to put it in.
What I love about our director is that every time it pops out, he cuts to a close-up of you, like now. Just leave it. Put it back in, Pato. Put it in your ear. There you go.
Come on.
Come on, England.
For fuck's sake.
Very, very tense game. 0-0. The winners of this, of course, will meet the winners of Croatia or Russia. that played tonight. I think this is the first time as well that England don't know their opponents, because England have played last in the group, last in the second round. It's the first time they don't know who they're going to play, potentially, of course, if they win.
Yeah, but I mean, fortunately, they won't really be thinking about it, will they? Like, but it'll be totally different, like, possibilities. Like, if it's Russia, it's going to be very similar to this again, like being the protagonist, you know, playing a deep defence. If it's Croatia, how do you contain that midfield?
Yeah.
Like, maybe Dyer comes in, who knows? Like,
Yeah,
he might play Dyer actually in that game. Might play with two.
Interesting ball.
Chance.
It's a great header back into the box there from Trippier. Good run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe against like harder opponents, you might go with the two sitters in there, Jordan and Dyer.
There's just looking through the comments, there's quite a lot of love for Danny Rose. So a lot of people saying he should have started over Ashley Young. What do you guys think?
We had this chat, didn't we, before?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like Young deserves it on merit for the season he's had. But had Danny Rose have had a better season, he'd probably be our first choice left wing back. Do you go?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because he gives England that balance as well. He balance on both sides and left. You know what I mean? It opens up the whole pitch. Whereas as obviously Ashley Young being right-footed, every time he gets the ball, he has to come inside. So it kind of narrows it down. But yeah, on merit, 100%. Ashley Young's had a fantastic season at Manchester United, and Danny Rose had a injury kind of hit 8 months. So it's been tough for him. He's gone through a lot, Danny Rose, but. I'm a big fan of his as well, and I'm sure once he finds his feet again, gets over these injuries, next season it'll be massive for Tottenham and England.
Does it make a big difference that the fact that we haven't got a left-sided player playing on the left, or are these players so good at this level that they can adapt their game? Will opposition players look at that as a weakness, perhaps?
Potentially, because I've always been in favour, obviously, especially with full-backs, left back and right backs, because the moment as a left back, for instance.
Yes! Come on! Harry Maguire, first goal scorer. England go 1-0 up against Sweden. Massive goal. Celebrate, come on.
Oh, we should see the crowd.
Here are the crowds.
Twitter called it.
Unbelievable.
What a goal. England go 1-0 up. Harry Maguire, he wins everything in the air. Come on, England. Even Pato, look, get up, Pato. Be excited. He's so sensible.
What header that is?
Straight from a corner. Darren, we said it before, it's another set-piece goal. Do we care?
Exactly. As long as you're winning games, and I mean, that's an unbelievable header that is.
As well.
That is a great header.
Right, let's see how Clapham reacted. Alex, what's going on over there? Alex and Zach?
This place is absolutely going crazy, as you can see. Perfecting this right in the air.
It's mental. We're going to win the World Cup by just scoring corners and penalties. Look at the scene. It is so lively. Look at everything's happening. I don't know what to do.
This place is so loud, I can't even hear Zach standing next to me. This place is unbelievable. I feel like the party will keep going now for the rest of the game. Being home is good.
People are mental.
Alex was like, Thanks, Alex. My favourite bit about that was just the little slide down at the end there. Harry Maguire's 10th cap for England, first goal. Wow. I love that as well.
Now, yeah?
2 years ago, did you see 2 years ago when Harry Maguire went as a fan to France? He's now scoring a goal for England in the quarter-final of the World Cup. It's unbelievable. Darren, it's coming home, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, as I said, it's going to be really interesting now to see what Sweden do, because they've got to score.
Now, you said 5 minutes ago this will suit England because they're going to open up.
Well, now they need to go and get a goal. They can't just sit behind their two banks of four and try and catch England on their counter-attack. They might maybe till half-time, 50, 60 minutes, but at some stage, Sweden are going to have to come out and try and nick a goal.
Perhaps another set-piece goal. Everyone's saying this is a problem for England, but if they keep scoring set-piece goals, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a problem. Like, I guess the problem is not creating big chances in the box,
open
right?
play.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like, you look at this now and you think, well, if somebody like Harry Kane is going to fancy his chance of getting a goal in this game, there's going to be more space for him, more space for Sterling. I think, actually, Raheem Sterling getting a goal would probably be the best way this game could go for England.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it is 1-0, 30 minutes gone. Harry Maguire from a corner to give England the lead. If it stays like this, England will be in a World Cup semi-final.
Absolutely crazy.
That statement.
Absolutely
That
crazy.
is mad, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Against either Croatia or Russia. Wowzers. Pete, social. How are people reacting? Are they getting carried away?
I don't even know, because it's moving too fast.
So quickly.
It's moving too fast. It's blowing up. And apparently 90% of them are about it's coming home.
Yeah.
You don't say.
I mean, England fans are anything but original.
never 3 words needed to get muted on Twitter more. I can't deal with it, man.
Apparently it is. Everyone is tweeting it's coming home. Everyone's getting very confident. It's interesting, isn't it? Because before the tournament,
Phil Jones.
no one gave... Phil Jones is warming up. Was that confident? Wow.
So happy.
Oh, my God. Well, I wonder if they'll be thinking maybe they'll get a chance on the pitch later, some of them. You know, if England are keeping the lead, maybe...
Do you think if we go 2-0 up, they might look to rest players, Pato, if England score again? You don't think?
I think that's dangerous.
Really?
That is dangerous. I think not rest, no. Maybe... Oh my Lord.
I mean, it's a dangerous mentality to take, being like, we've got the win, so now we can, you know...
Yeah.
Because even against Colombia, when they sat off...
I'll tell you what,
it depends what you do,
there.
though, right? Like, I mean, like for like substitutions you can make. So you could give Danny Rose half an hour and get him some match fitness, right? Like,
depends on the players, yeah.
But that's interesting, actually, that you were saying before that Southgate has like really stuck to the system. Because when you think about it, he's never really changed the formation at any point.
He says it in every press conference as well, just trust the formation, stick with the players, the belief.
Well, they have been the better side in pretty much every game except Belgium. You know, like against Colombia, as tight as it was, I thought they were quite comfortably the better side.
Me too.
Yeah.
So it's nice that.
And also,
he just
Belgium was a
has faith.
second-string team as well. I mean, does he worry about that so much?
Yeah, fair point. But I mean,
Is it England?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Is it frustrating as a striker, like, because we saw Germany do this, and some of the bigger sides were doing this.
Another chance for it!
Where they needed a goal and they just started chucking on strikers.
Yeah.
As a striker yourself, is it incredibly annoying?
I mean, that is terrible.
When more forwards are coming on and taking your space.
A little bit, yeah. Especially when you're used to playing in a one.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you've got three next to you.
Yeah.
You kind of think, well, let me go over there. Oh, someone's already there. Let me go there. Do you know what I mean? There's only so much space, and sometimes that can kind of hinder a team when you've got too many strikers on. It's different if you put in on different midfielders and wide men, then they can all get around you. But when you've got actual centre forwards, like say we was losing this game, for instance, and then he goes and brings on Rashford and Vardy and Kane. It's like, it doesn't always work.
Yeah. I've always wondered about that, like how that changes in the game, like your understanding of where you get space and stuff. Like, it just don't. I don't know. Like,
Surely it's a scenario of too many cooks in that there's no space because there's too many people trying to lead into the same space.
Yeah, well, it's a balance, isn't it? Because when there are other people, then defenders have to commit people to cover those guys. But if they're in your space, then you're like, well, where do I go now?
Yeah, you've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think Lineker talked about this, where he said, like, I hated playing in a two because somebody was always getting in my space.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted them to get out of the way. It's interesting.
You're right, to be fair, because as I said, like, you want to make the run front stick, someone's already there.
Yeah.
Let me peel off to the back stick, another one's there. You think, well, if I draw out a little bit to the penalty spot, you've got midfielders coming in. So you've got hardly any space.
Darren, while there's a bit of quiet in play, this is amazing. You've got 9 former teammates in this England squad. Well, you tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. Pickford was a youngster when you were at Sunderland.
Really youngster, yeah.
Kyle Walker at Aston Villa.
Yep, correct.
Danny Rose, obviously at Tottenham. Fabian Delph and Ashley Young at Villa.
Yep.
Lingard at Derby.
Yeah.
Henderson at Sunderland. Harry Kane, youngster when he was at Spurs, and Danny Welbeck at Sunderland. So you know this squad very well. So the question I want to ask you is, out of all those players, who are very young players, a lot of them, who did you think was you were most impressed with in training, or who did you think would go on to become the superstar that they've become?
Probably the one that probably sticks in my mind is Jordan Henderson.
Really?
Yeah, because at Sunderland, I remember he always used to work hard, always took pride in his performances and whether it be training, matches, always took pride, even at a young age. So you always knew he was going to be a captain.
Yeah. Did you? He had leadership qualities.
Yeah, leadership qualities, even at his young age. But I also remember as well, like Steve Bruce having to take him out a couple of times in training sessions because he was working too hard. Like he
working too hard?
Too hard.
Really?
His heart rate was too much. Like his red zone times were crazy sky high. So he had to take him out because obviously a young kid as well, always putting 100% into training. So I always knew that he was going to go. He was going to be a top player. I don't know. Obviously, he'd go on to captain Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Things like that. But I always knew that he'd do really well just because his temperament was that.
I also read that he had a gym in his house and Liverpool had to tell him to stop training. So
really?
Yeah, he had a gym in his house and he was doing it so much that he was like almost hurting himself.
Yeah.
That the coaches had to be like, you need to slow down.
See, that wouldn't surprise me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Were there any of those players that you've surprised have reached the level they're playing at now? You know, not in a negative way. You can tell we're good players, but you thought, wow, he's really worked hard to get where they are.
In that list there, the one that springs to mind quite easily, to be fair, is Jesse.
Jesse Lingard?
Yeah,
really?
When he came to Derby, like, he always had ability. We could see on the ball, nice touches, but he wasn't even playing in a Derby team. So like, he sometimes come on for 10 minutes at the end, 5 minutes, sometimes not even be in the squad.
Yeah.
So you can see he had potential, but I never saw this Jesse Lingard.
That goal in the World Cup.
Do you know what I mean?
That ability,
obviously, he went back to Manchester United. There was a lot of talk about him. He was going to go. He was going to get replaced. But I think he started to score big goals in big games, like FA Cup finals, semi-finals.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now, you'd say at Manchester United, he's probably, especially in this England team, he's one of the first names on the team sheet.
Yeah.
He seems to have like endless confidence at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not his problem, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even back then, he loved the social media and all that.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because there's players like Sir Alex Ferguson and Rio talk very famously about like Ravel Morrison saying unbelievable raw ability, but didn't have quite put the effort in training that other players did. So it's obviously a balance of pure ability. You've got to want it as well, I suppose.
To be fair, that's one thing I'd say about Jesse, to be fair, even though a lot of the time he didn't play at Derby as much, because it was always seen as when he came in, it was always him or Tom Ince.
Was it?
Yeah.
Another good player,
Yeah. But one thing about Jesse is that he always put the work in, though. Even if he wasn't playing in training on the training pitch, still put the work in, still work hard, still work hard for the team. So, and sometimes that pays dividend more. People respect you more.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? When he knows he's not in the squad, but he's still working.
And that's a huge thing for fans, isn't it, as well? Like all fans always say, if you don't have your best game, but just try hard, just try hard.
Yeah.
Fans love that.
Yeah, I mean, the most frustrating thing as a fan is watching a player who just doesn't want to be in the pitch. He just doesn't really care.
Yeah, you'd have thought though that it shouldn't be a problem to motivate people at the World Cup, but then you do see teams who just kind of like, guys not making the runs, guys not covering, like, wingers not tracking back, that sort of thing. And that's really not a problem with this England squad. Like, I think a lot of them play for sides where they're expected to press. And,
do you think that's because
a lot of them are playing for each other as well because they're so close?
Yeah. But also, do you think there's a lot, like look at Pep Guardiola and Pochettino, for me, are two coaches that demand not just ability but work rate. You look at some of these players at Spurs and the miles they cover in games. Do you think we're seeing that now as well because they're so disciplined for their club team?
Yeah, maybe because they probably felt. I mean, certainly maybe a few years back, they might have thought, right, I work hard for the national team. No, work hard for my club side.
Club team, yeah.
But when I go to the national side, I can take my foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
And I always found, to be fair, sometimes training was a little bit like that, where for my club side, it was always intense. But you get to England, maybe because it was England, training never seemed to be that hard.
Really?
But then when Capello came in, it kind of changed because all of a sudden now, I think I was injured and I got back into the squad and then it was like, right, we're doing these runs. I was like, what? Like, international, we're doing runs now. We didn't used to do it. And like, yeah, that's what we're doing. And it kind of shocked me, to be fair, because it went from kind of, just possession, but all of a sudden it was like intense, and it was like, whoa, this is more like club football.
Right, OK. What was Capello like to work under?
I liked him, to be fair. He had a big change, though. Like, when I first played underneath him, he was really strict, was in the food, the training regime, like, even what we wore down to, like, breakfast, lunch and stuff.
Oh, really?
Really, like, strict.
Wow.
And then, what World Cup was it? Was it where we didn't do as well when he was in charge?
2010, South Africa?
2010.
Yeah.
And so after that, I was in the squad of 2010, but after that World Cup, it's like he changed and everything was more relaxed. It went back to normal.
Really?
Yeah, and it was, obviously he must have realised that, well, I can't be as strict as I want to be, but this is how we have to do it.
Are the tactics simpler at international level? Because it often seems like you get less time with the players, like maybe you have to boil it down and like work on things like set pieces a little bit more.
I mean, in this tournament here, it certainly looks like Gareth Southgate's really worked heavily on set pieces. They're really inventful, really, and it's paying dividend. But usually, tactically, you'd get tactics in how other teams play. But to be fair, this setup here looks like they've really looked on every fine detail. And I suppose if you want to obviously go and win the World Cup, compete with these top teams, you have to pay attention to even the small details. And England, to me, look like they've done that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's a lot calmer now. I've noticed. Everyone's a lot more.
England's pass accuracy 80%.
Yeah. But again, I suppose this opens the game now because Sweden have to go and score.
Exactly. I mean, Sweden on the ball now. Yeah, it's interesting, Danny, because you played under 3 different England managers. Is that right? Ericsson,
McLaren, and Capello.
But all your goals came under Capello.
Yeah.
Is that just one of these weird facts that you can't understand, or is that because he got the best out of you?
No, do you know what it was? I think he just gave me he was the first one to give me a run of games.
Right.
So I think when I got my 4 goals, I think it was like 4 or 5 games or something.
Yeah. By the way, 4 goals in 13 appearances. That's a great return in international football.
It was like...
You must be happy with that.
Yeah, well, I was happy. I mean, obviously, as a player, you also feel I should have had more caps, should have had more goals.
Sure.
But, because I felt like under Sven, I'd play 1 game, then I might not play for the next 3 or 4 squads.
Right,
I'm in the squad, but not getting on the pitch. Whereas Capello, after that 2010 World Cup, I remember him saying to me, like, apologise, I should have taken you to the 2010 World Cup because I just come off 25 goals for
What's
Sunderland.
that like, though, when he says, sorry, I should have taken you? Are you not like, well, why didn't you? I wanted to go, sort of thing?
Because it happened to me in 2006, where I got the 22 for Charlton and he took Theo Walcott, Sven.
Yeah.
When it came up again, it was disappointing, but it was like, well, it's happened again, so can I just get on with it?
Yeah.
But when he said to me, like, I apologise, I should have taken you, and he's like, but listen, this next campaign, you're going to be one of my main guys, you're going to be playing a lot more than you did. And he stuck to his words.
Go on.
Oh, took that down so nice.
Yeah, he stuck to his word, to be fair, and played.
Did he?
Yeah, until I got injured.
Not falling for him.
Nah.
Instantly, do you remember who your last game was against for England?
The goal I scored, didn't I? Against the... No, hold on, the last one was... Who was the
Last game, Darren Bent's last game for England. Who was it against?
It wasn't Switzerland, was it?
It was Sweden.
Was it, yeah?
Yeah. November 2011. Oh, chance for England!
He's onside.
He's onside! Oh! He's missed. That is a big chance. Big chance for England. How has he given that offside?
He's offside, he's offside.
Actually, thought he
The
was
linesman didn't put his flag up, though.
Yeah. Well,
he was looking across, right?
They've been told to not flag for like
very
close
close
calls, and then
decisions.
they'll go to VAR.
Now, Darren, we're gonna look at this now. The replay. He is clearly offside, but he doesn't. Raheem certainly doesn't know this. Pato, you made the point you thought Raheem's had an OK tournament, but he should score there, shouldn't he? It goes back to what we're saying. He needs a goal, Raheem Sterling.
That there, like we're always taught in training, even in training, if you go through, even if you're doing like a little practice or something, put it in the net. Because that there, if he puts that in the net, that might just give him nice finish, bit of confidence. Next one comes, I can take it.
Do you think that now plays in his head that he's tried to score and
he's missed? Exactly.
Even though he was offside.
It looked a bit easy-osy to me, like he didn't really believe he was going to score. He was just like, let me hill it and hopes it goes in.
And he's great. I completely agree with Pato. I think linking up playing in that tenor, I think he's great. But his stats on paper for goals, I think it's like 40 games, 2 goals for England.
Yeah, 43 games.
He badly needs a goal for England, doesn't he?
And that there was I know he's offside, but that there's a perfect opportunity. Just put it in the net to go, right, I can finish. Just for his own psyche, I can finish it.
Are we been harsh on the keeper there? Did the keeper do quite well as well?
I mean, he smothered it well, but I mean, as a striker...
Here we go. He's going to score this. He's going to score. What a touch!
What a touch!
What a touch! Oh, penalty, not penalty. No.
Hit it in.
Score,
Please.
It's another chance for Sterling. It's just not going for him at the minute.
Filthy touch, though.
Can we just say, it is an unbelievable touch. Lovely pass. Who's the pass? It's an amazing pass from Henderson.
The keeper's done kind of well here.
Fantastic touch. Yeah, the keeper's done well there, hasn't he?
That's a good goal.
But should he not pass it here, Kane or Dele Alli?
It looked like the pass that Ali was maybe on, didn't it? But
Ali was
it's a big chance.
He should have given.
Keeper's done well.
As soon as he's turned here,
he rolls it in the
rolled it back to Kane. Whacked it.
Roll it back now.
Roll into that space and let him run on it.
He's overthinking it, isn't he?
Yeah. If he missed that, if he put that last one in the net, maybe he would pass that. Right?
But it's a set piece, Pato. So.
Oh yeah, so like 2-0. Yeah, still go home.
Maguire goal.
Come on. Big chance for England, corner whipped in.
Oh, big out.
He's got his arms around him.
No one's in that zone.
Everybody cleared that zone.
That's a great header. It's good pace.
Worth pointing out as well, we mentioned the touch, but the pass from Henderson, fantastic.
Incredible. That's
another great pass
from Ashley Young.
Oh. 1 minute of additional play. It is Sweden 0, England 1. Last chance for England this half.
Good pass.
Another chance for Sterling. Sterling whips it back. Ooh. It's all right, we'll have a corner.
Good though, good.
Yeah.
Henderson's passing from deep has been fantastic at this tournament.
And we were saying, big chances from open play would be nice to see, and now there have been 2 in like a pretty short period of time.
Yeah.
And while Sterling hasn't finished them, at least he's making the runs.
He's getting them.
Yeah, true.
There's an interesting question here from COYB. Why can't Sterling play like he does for City for England? I think that's in terms of the
goals
and the assists he's getting for City, because he was involved in 32 goals.
Unbelievable
competitions last season.
Club, yeah.
But he doesn't have the main creative responsibility, right? Like he can create, but like when you've got Sterling and De Bruyne, like they're creating space for you, whereas it's so difficult without that needle player, the guy who creates the space.
So you think there's too much pressure on Sterling to be that creative player?
I just think if you dropped in Eriksen in this England squad, I think you'd see Sterling be closer to like...
He's Danish, so we can't.
So. Although then on the last stream,
correct.
The top comment with the most likes was, why is Christian Eriksen here? Obviously in relation to Dave Jackson.
Yes, he does look like... He does look like Christian Eriksen.
And that was the most
Get him on the plane. So that is half-time whistle. England going 1-0. A few chances towards the end, but they do lead 1-0. Which I'm sure everyone will take. And he's right. The game is massively opening up since that goal.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be exciting second half. I mean,
Sweden haven't had a shot on target or a corner all game.
Oh, wow.
Not
had a corner.
If you look back, you struggle to remember a clear-cut chance that they've actually
England have played very well.
Scrambles, but that's it.
It's kind of hopeful balls in.
And popping into our screen is Alex and Zach. Guys, how is it in Clapham? Half-time, 1-0 England.
How is it? Really, really warm, mate. It's like watching it in a sauna, to be honest. But anyway, Raheem Sterling had 2, maybe 3 chances where he should have scored. Yeah, I'm sweating, mate, off the top of my brow. These guys are not happy with him. Personally, I'm not happy with him. I said to Zach, take him off. Zach said no. Why would you keep him on?
Sterling, we've seen his quality for Manchester City, and he should have finished that second one especially. I think he knew he was offside for the first one. That's why he's not stuck it away. But the second one, I have to admit, the keeper pulled off a great save. I think keep him on. He's going to have another chance. Those runs, as Pato said, have been phenomenal. The only other players, well, I think Harry Kane should be getting the ball a bit more. But in general, I think it's a good performance. Everyone's very happy here. Everyone's celebrated the Sterling chance like we've already scored, and they're still celebrating every corner like it's a goal.
Well, bring on Marcus Rashford. Back to you guys in the studio.
Cheers, guys. It looks very hot. It's quite nice. The air conditioning's working today, isn't it? It was very hot in the last time. But it looks good. I think we can see how Clapham reacted to that goal as well. This is the scenes when that goal went in. Look at that beer everywhere. Look at that.
Jesus.
The nightclub.
Darren, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm glad I went in that crowd because a beer cut with me head.
Look at the scenes.
It's just flying around.
Look at those scenes. That is Clapham Grand in Clapham. Unbelievable. I think that is confetti, isn't it?
The first half. What they did.
I think I've noticed when.
And not only have we got people in Clapham, these are the scenes in Bristol when they're going in. He's not even looking. He's not even watching the guy at the front. He's got the best seat in the house.
Don't even know what I'm celebrating.
No, she's not celebrating.
Livid.
But Pato.
Absolutely livid.
Danish.
He got with his shoes up as well.
Look at the scenes in Ashton Gate. The sun is shining. Look
to
at
jump
that.
on them,
Beer
otherwise.
everywhere.
Attack the craps.
Yeah, go and take the baby wipes with the shoes.
And we can see this is Silverstone. Don't forget the British Grand Prix is tomorrow. These are the scenes when the goal went in.
That can't be it, surely.
I mean, is that it?
That can't be it.
I think that's just after the goal, to be fair. To be fair to the Silverstone, that was just after the goal, yeah. They enjoyed it as much as everyone else. We're looking at scenes from Croydon as well. We're looking at, wow, unbelievable scenes up and down the country. A social corner, Pete, what do people say? Surely England fans are happy with that
Yeah,
first
they're
half.
happy. I mean, but there is always kind of just coming up criticism with Sterling. He always seems to get criticism regardless of what he does. And it's just mostly about him missing chances. But yes, he's missed a couple of chances, but surely as a forward it's better that he's getting into positions to miss those chances than a forward who doesn't get into any chances.
The weird thing is, I think there's people like Pato's a massive fan, and then there's people that I think really criticise Sterling. I'm in the middle, actually. I think he's played very well, but just been poor in front of goal. I don't know if you sort of go along with that. Or
I say he's pretty, this tournament, I think he's done some pretty good stuff on the pitch. I wouldn't say he's been any worse than anyone else.
No, exactly.
Yeah, definitely not.
But he's just missed 2 or 3 of England's biggest chances in the game.
He seems to be getting England's biggest chances. Obviously, because he's not taking them, a lot of people were like, he's poor, he's not having a good game. But he still looks dangerous because he's still getting the chances to score.
Yeah, I mean, surely it's better to be getting the chances and not taking them than to be a forward who's just not in the right place at the right time.
And to be fair, good on him, because he's still getting in there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of strikers who missed a couple of chances and you wouldn't see him again.
That's a good point. He still wants to be involved.
Getting in there.
Yeah. Is Rashford a player you think that might feature second half? Not necessarily for Sterling, but a player they might bring on?
I'm not too sure. I'm not sure yet if this is the game for Rashford.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I rate Rashford. I think he's unbelievable. But I think this kind of team here...
Yeah.
I get the feeling this England team know what they're doing. Like they know how to play, how to break teams down, how to defend. I think if you start tinkering now, just because you're 1 up against Sweden, I think last 5 minutes, fair enough. I think now this team knows. I mean, look at them going forward here. They know what they're doing. Jordan gets the ball, he knows who to pass it to. Sterling.
You can tell they've worked on this in training a lot.
You don't want to start tinkering too early.
Also, I think Rashford's most effective in the last 20 minutes because he's absolute gas. And also, like when he starts games, I think he goes a bit missing. You know, he's best coming off the bench, even for United. There's games he started that he's just not done much in for 60 minutes before getting hooked. But like when he's come on for 20 minutes to go, he's absolutely bossed the game.
Well, he's much more of a kind of like
impact.
And he's way less of like a wide guy than Sterling is, right? Or like he's a guy who wants to be getting into the box, right, and playing that kind of wide forward role, like inside forward, I guess.
But
whereas Sterling's happy playing different sorts of. Yeah, well, he's also a physical presence, I suppose, as well. He's huge. He's bulked up so much, and like it's good to have the aerial threat. But yeah, I mean, I thought he should have come on in the last 15 minutes against Colombia, because at that point Lingard and Sterling were like they were running in treacle. They just didn't have the legs left, and that's when you want him. Whereas in this, you kind of think you don't change the way you're playing when you're making huge chances. You know, you change it when you're not making anything.
Good point, Pato. I'm going to make you very happy now because we can hear from the latest instalment of Ross Kemp on social media.
My favourite.
This is how he reacted.
Yeah! Now we hold. We do not give in. We do not allow them to score.
Where is that?
There are so many questions about that. Where is he? Why is he never wearing a top? Why is he never wearing a top?
Why would he?
Why would he? Yeah, he doesn't need to, does he?
He's doing his traps.
It works for me. That gets me motivated. That's quite good. When you were playing, did you ever have any managers that did anything weird or showed you any celebrities
could
or
be
anything,
amazing.
any weird ways of motivating players like that?
I can't think of anyone.
Nothing
who's
you think of?
I remember Felix Magath came to Fulham.
Oh, yeah.
But, and I remember his number 2 was like a ex-military.
Oh, was it?
Ex-military, like lieutenant or something, and he was so wired that he was just, even when he spoke and he was trying to be like quite confident, he was like, oh, no, you must do. I remember the boys like, well, bloody hell, like even when they put a chain on the gym door because they didn't want us doing any more gym work, and he'd just be standing outside the gym door, and you think, well, let me try and sneak in there, and you'd go to go over there, and he'd just be standing there like that, and you'd be like, you know what, let me just turn around.
I'll do the bleep test instead, yeah. Wow.
It often seems like coaches, like their number 2 is always the maniac. You know, like with Redknapp and like Jordan and like and like Germán Burgos, like with Diego Simeone, he's the guy who's always on the sideline shouting at referees and stuff.
Yeah,
like Jordan's
good cop,
terrifying,
bad cop.
right?
Yeah. Oh, there. So, Pete, what you got for us on social?
I've actually got a question here for Darren. What was your favourite goal and why?
Oh, tough.
Just for your career.
I mean, my favourite goal for England, if I say England first, was against Wales at up at the Millennium Stadium when we won 2-0. Like, it was fantastic. I remember it being really hot.
Yeah.
I remember Fabio telling me a couple of hours before that I was playing that in the morning, so I was happy about that. And the team played really well, and obviously managed to get the goal. That was probably my favourite for England, just because of obviously England-Wales, the whole rivalry, it was fantastic. But probably club-wise, like Wolves a couple of seasons ago hit a volley, which is probably the best of my career.
Because of the technique?
Because of the technique, and just because about 10 minutes before that, I'd missed the easier chance. It'd come over. I volleyed it, like skied it over the bar. So when the next one came over, I said, I'm just going to level this as hard as I can. Just flew in.
Brilliant.
What about you, Smithy? That goal in the AFD match?
Yeah, one of the two. That was competitive, wasn't it?
I think you nutmegged me in that match as well.
Nutmegged you, yeah.
Yeah, Boston.
Boston. That was very competitive. This guy on the touchline. As gaffer.
Yeah, well, 5-3 win. Frankly, you were lucky to get to. So just don't want to talk about it. I actually remember a great goal that you scored for Villa against Arsenal.
Chest volley.
No, I think it was...
I love how quickly Darren just rolled in. Chest volley. And he went, no.
Now I think about it, like there's more than one. But I remember a game, I think that you went 2-0 up in the first half and then came back and won 3-2. But it was just like, I don't know what it was about it, but it was just like a finish wide in the box, straight in the bottom corner, like no chance at all. And I don't know, those finishes always look so hard to me, like a right footer going across goal.
Yeah, I remember that one. You talk about the one where we went 2 up in the cup, wasn't it? Midweek.
Yeah, and then
I had a shot.
was it Rosicki who like came on and changed the game?
Yeah, I know Van Persie tore the pieces, but I remember the keeper parried it quite wide, and the only thing I thought, I'm just going to try and smash the rebound in.
I shouted so many things at you on the TV. You have no idea.
What was your first goal like? Because a lot of players say their favourite ever goal is the first one they ever scored as a pro. That must be, regardless of how the goal goes in, that must be a huge feeling. Yeah, knowing that you can cut it at that level.
My first Premier League one came off my knee.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
Yeah, like I ran into the box Ipswich Town, it came in, took a deflection, I just threw myself in, it came off my knee and flew in.
Celebrated like it was a worldie, though. Yeah.
Natural finisher. Yeah.
Maniac. But yeah, your first one's always special because it's your first one, isn't it? But
I bet.
Definitely wasn't my favourite.
Right, we've got odds with Sky Bet. Harry Maguire to score a brace is at 18-1. So obviously Harry Maguire's already scored in this game. To score a brace is at 18-1. That is available before the second half. Odds subject to change. See skybet.com for the latest. Of course, you must be 18 plus, and full terms and conditions apply. He's had a good half, Maguire, isn't he? I've been impressed with him in this tournament because I was chatting to a few fans that were sort of unsure about Harry Maguire's place in the team. But Curtis made a really interesting point because he's played with him, saying that he's suited to a 3. Not a 2, because he does bomb on, doesn't he, Maguire? Yeah,
like he said, well, he was doing it with Leicester even this season.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He does. He's one of those centre-backs who kind of fancies himself as a winger, you can tell.
Do you think?
But he's been so reliable at this World Cup. You know, he's faster than you expect, great in the air, pretty decent passer too. Just having a natural fit on that left side of the back 3 is such an advantage, because so often you see guys shoehorned in, you know, whereas Kyle Walker's adapted really well on the right. Harry Maguire's been great on the left, whereas Cahill's been a little bit of a...
You think?
Well, I don't know. Over the last few years, I think if you said to England fans who's the weak link in this side, they would always say Cahill, and I thought that was a little bit unfair at times. But that seemed to be people's response. And now, if they can strengthen that position, then... And
you'd have Maguire over Cahill, Pato?
Right now, sure. But I mean, it's just because of where they are in their careers.
I agree with what Curtis is saying, though, in a 2, because... Obviously, he's probably in a 2. He's probably the worst centre half to play alongside because he's always going. In a 3, you're right. He can bomb on as much as he likes, and he's still got that protection. The other 2, midfielder will stay in, So it helps, but obviously in the two, if he keeps bombing forward and leaving that side exposed, must be difficult.
Everyone's, I mean, like, people are still tense. Like,
I know.
I thought you'd all be really cheerful.
I'm looking at the scene. I'll tell you who's not tense. The scene at Blackburn Rovers behind you, Pato. Very chilled out vibe there, isn't it?
A great time.
Yeah. Unbelievable vibe outside Ewood Park. Is that the most sophisticated of England sort of fan parks you've seen, Darren?
Yeah,
sitting down.
All the tables look all like neat and proper.
Neat and proper. No litter anywhere on the floor. It's very nice, isn't it?
It's like a hot
they look like they're having nice conversations that aren't related to the England game.
Yeah, this first table here, they're definitely not talking about the England game.
Do they have a screen outside? Can we confirm that?
Yes, that's a very good point. Are they watching the game?
Look at them at the back by the gate.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a couple of salty comments about England and the whole "it's coming home" culture. I think people who aren't English are getting a bit fed up about it.
Oh, really?
They're being like, the world is tired of your "it's coming home" chat. I hope it's comment on Soccer AM. I can't actually see the name.
Okay.
Ether Fred. I hope Sweden make a comeback and eliminate you guys. You talk too much.
Wow, England fans in general?
Yeah, England fans in general.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's difficult to
be
argue.
fair, like, there is grounds for that because England fans do love getting carried away. Like,
to be fair, there's only been about 5 million memes, isn't there? Yeah. It's coming home. Do you think that I do think it's done tongue-in-cheek? Do you not think when you see images of Only Fools and Horses and Family Guy?
It's one of those ones that is a joke, but you're one of those jokes you're kind of serious about.
Yeah. Right. It is time now for our mate Addy Bayoak in Fenway. He was in the car park earlier on this month to see if he could recreate Joe Cole's famous goal for England against Sweden. Here's how he got on.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Addy Bayoak in Fenway, a.k.a. The Beast, and I'm back here again at the Soccer AM car park to recreate another famous goal, Joe Cole's goal against Sweden in the 2006 World Cup. If you can recall, defensive clearance, Coley puts it on his chest, swerves it, top binding in. If you can't remember, watch now. Smitty, you ready? I'm ready. All right. Down to the service, bounce it in, and I'll put it on my bounce. He tests, swerves it. Right, it's that corner we're going for. We're going to go for the technique because he kind of cuts across it. I don't know if I've got the Joe Cole swag, but that's what he did. Here we go. Damn it, oh, I'm trying to get that. Funny story about Joe Cole. We went to the same year, and I saw him scored a better goal than that. Picked up the ball in his own area, beat every single player, flicked it over the goalie's head. Chest, there, oh. Here we go. Chest, there, oh. Oh, no, we're gonna fit that in there. Oh, I'm trying to remix it a bit. Wait. There's a killer bee in the bed. Are you okay? Are you okay, huh?
It was a fly, actually.
Oh, same thing, killer fly. So it's up. There it is. Oh, no. Come on. There it is. Ah! Oh, that looked good. Go! Oh, snap! There it is! Oh! There it is! Oh! I ain't gonna lie. Joe Cole, it was an absolutely unbelievable strike, and I couldn't recreate it. I tried though. Joe Cole, salute.
Yeah, some pretty questionable technique there from Adebayo in Fenway. But I mean, the game's restarted now, and now we don't have the England fans here. Like, it might be a good opportunity to get some predictions for the second half, some unbiased opinions, I guess. What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I think the game's going to open up now. Sweden have to, they have to go for it. I think there'll be more space going forward. We saw that at the end of the second half as well. Balls from deep, I think, going into the wide channels for Sterling drawn onto will kill Sweden. I think it's going to be 2-0.
Yeah. I don't know, I kind of think it's going to get... Yeah, I kind of agree with that now. It's like, unless something magical happens, like a set-piece goal, you kind of think that this is going to be... Oh, my God. This is going to be an easier win for England.
In saying that, I actually read before we came on here that England are the only team left in the tournament who haven't kept a clean sheet in the World Cup. So, I mean, they have been kind of suspect in... Certainly when trying to close out games.
Yeah,
game management, trying to close out games, get over the line. You saw it against Colombia. They've been almost questionably defensively questionable. Sorry, in the group stages as well.
I mean, that was horrific. That last-minute goal against Colombia.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought people were going to cry. But do you actually think England are going to win the World Cup? Like, can I just get people's opinions?
I believe they've got a genuine chance.
Neither Smith.
What a save! Oh my goodness me, Jordan Pickford. He's really justified being first choice keeper.
Because there was a lot of I got a lot of tweets about every game. I got a lot of tweets about Jordan Pickford being like, should he be starting? Should it be Butland? Should it be Pope?
Yeah.
But I think in the last two games particularly, he has really
played Harry.
He's really kind of staked a claim to that number one shirt and being like, this is mine. I deserve this. I'm England's number one.
Oh, what a save that is!
Great save.
Seen some great saves this week. Lloris's yesterday.
Yeah.
Pickford, Courtois made one as well.
Yeah, really good keepers left in it, actually.
Yeah. There was a question here. Let me just get it up pertaining to keepers.
I didn't know which keeper to put in for England, to be honest. Like, obviously, I like Jordan, but I think there was no one goalkeeper we've had in previous years where you go, there's the number one, just filter around that one person.
Sure. Yeah, he could have gone there. Any of the three. Do you think that would have come down to just training, or how would he have made that decision, Southgate?
I think he would have known from before.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
I think he would have known, looked at him in training anyway, and if there was something he didn't like, then he would have made the change. But that's one position where I think he would have said, Pickford's my number one.
Yeah, but it's interesting, Darren, isn't it? Because I think everyone's featured from the squad, but the only players he didn't rotate for the Belgium game, I think he made 8 changes for the Belgium game, but he didn't rotate the keeper. Is that
that's good? I think
you thought that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one position you don't need rest. Do you know what I mean? He didn't need rest. He wasn't tested in the Tunisia game.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Panama game, the Belgium game was probably his first little test. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't have rested him either.
On Twitter here, @RapGod has sent me a question. Who do you think @RapGod?
That's me.
Pato, yeah. If anything, Pato is a rap god.
Who has been the best keeper at the World Cup? Because again, like you said, there have been some fantastic performances.
Mexico's keeper did it right, didn't he?
Yeah, try. Like he always raises his game for the World Cup. That guy. But I mean, Akinfeev's been good as well. That penalty save
good
against
shout.
Spain was absolutely amazing with his foot.
And then again, on the other hand, De Gea has had a terrible tournament. You know,
De Gea statistically, I think, had the worst tournament of any keeper.
Yeah, since like 66, I think. Yeah, but I mean,
Lloris has had a good. It's not just my Spurs hat, but he has made 2 world class. Yeah, I love him. He plays for Spurs.
Courtois last night.
Courtois. Interesting. Courtois. Did you see Courtois afterwards?
No.
Apologised to Pickford because he said he was misquoted about the whole height thing and stuff. It's interesting that I don't know whether that's you're not buying that, Pato?
Well, no, it just seemed like a bigger deal. You know, like Thibaut Courtois was just saying like, yeah, I would have got to it because I'm like 4 inches taller than Jordan Pickford. Like, I don't think he means anything by it. But everyone at the moment is just so
looking for something in there.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it helps. I don't know. Like sometimes before a game, if you've heard that somebody on the other side has said something about your team, does it get you pumped for it?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, against a team, sometimes it can be hit or miss because against this team you expect that. But if someone obviously individually on you, then that sticks in your head, and that's
But is it not a
great header?
Great header. Kind of getting in your own head then, and they do that to try and
well
get in your
played,
head
Jesse Lingard.
before the game starts. So you're thinking about that.
Terrible pass from Lingard.
Maybe, maybe
getting you off your match routine and.
It can be. I guess it's a bit like booing as well. When when certain players get booed, it's like some people like it, some people hate it.
Some players love it, don't they?
Yeah,
because it's.
Some people like it. Some
if I was in a team where all my teammates got booed and I didn't, I'd be like, what? Am I not very good?
Yeah, it's a weird one. Well, also there are players, I guess, who don't react very well to it. Like you can see people trying to. People now know Dele Alli has a bit of a reputation for being a hothead, so they're like, oh, let's rile him up a bit because they know that if they let him play his natural game, he's going to be great. I don't know.
Do you know who else was like that? But obviously not in the same context was Jens Lehmann.
Really?
Oh, really?
When we used to play,
mad Jens.
when we used to play against him, because he was such a hothead from corners when people were around.
Yeah, he was.
Amount of times our manager used to say to me, like, just go and stand on his toes.
Really?
Or grab him and do something. And 9 times out of 10 to him, it's like he didn't learn. Like, he'd stand on his toe, he'd push you, he'd grab you,
I mean, I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not either.
I'm not surprised at all. Like, but there are those guys, aren't there, who can kind of be like craftily, like a bit dirty. Like I always thought this about Van Persie and Bergkamp. You know, you get those guys because they're classy players. People don't think they're as dirty. David Silva's one as well. Like David Silva's always there with little elbows, little kicks and stuff, and people don't think he's such a classy player.
As great as he was as a player, he couldn't tackle, could he? Couldn't tackle more goals.
You're right about them cheeky ones there. And the ref sides with them as well. He wouldn't have meant to do that.
Like Dennis Bergkamp. Of course Dennis Bergkamp has an elbow due, but he was a filthy player.
Who was the toughest defender you played against, Darren, in your career? Was there one player that you...
I used to hate playing against Ledley King.
Did you?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Really?
He was so good. I mean, I've heard so many people say how good he was, and he was because he had everything. Like, he was quick, he was strong, and if he didn't have them injuries, he'd have been playing, you know, I mean, Real Madrid, Barcelona.
It's crazy the fact that he never trained, wasn't it? And then played and was Tottenham's probably best player every game.
Every game. It was scary how good he was. I mean, especially on a domestic level, but to be fair, on like an international level, I remember playing against. I mean, we played Spain one year at Wembley and we won 1-0.
Yeah.
And it must have been 90 to 10 possession because they back to
Really?
back. Somehow we've managed to win 1-0. I played against Ramos and Piqué. That was difficult.
Wow.
Yeah, that was difficult. Wow. Just because they had the ball all the time, and I was just non-stop running, trying to chase them down, trying to do this, trying to do that.
So fast as well, and like
quick.
Ramos is so quick.
Yeah, it was hard, really hard.
And Ledley King's, I think, one of those guys who, like, no matter which club you support, you love Ledley King.
An appreciation,
he's such a good player. I can't believe there was a time when England's centre-back options were Terry, Ferdinand, King and Campbell.
Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing.
How'd you pick 2 out of them for?
Woodgate was there as well. Woodgate was similar to Ledley, wasn't he? In that
Yeah.
team that it described as like a Rolls-Royce defender that, again, if he wasn't injured, could have played at the very top.
Well, the year we won the Carling Cup at Tottenham, it was them two playing
Yeah,
together.
and Dawson was there as well, wasn't he? It was the three as the centre-backs.
But them two there played... When Ledley and Woody played together and both fit, more than not, we didn't lose.
Yeah.
I mean, he did get that Real Madrid move, though, which didn't, like, pan out all that well,
The
right?
debut
Like,
didn't work out as...
Dude, like, what was it? He waited a year for his debut and then got sent off after 20 minutes and scored an own goal.
Own goal and sent off, yeah.
Which is, like, you know, an all-time great debut for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then your fullbacks in that team, Gary Neville and Ashley Cole. It's like, it's not bad. It's
Not a bad side, is it?
God.
So we're 52 minutes in, England still leading 1-0. Quiet start to the second half. But biggest moment probably, Pato, that Pickford save, really. And England on the attack again. Oh, I don't know what happened. Probably an offside.
No, I think it was a
Was it a rolling ball?
It's not happy.
Yeah, he was miles onside.
No, that's annoying. You've used one of your set-piece plays. Like,
Took that one off.
Yeah, can't use that one again.
Harry fancies another, doesn't he?
He fancies the
Ashley
golden
Young
boot, Harry Maguire.
Yeah. To be fair, I reckon if you put it within a 6-yard radius of Harry Maguire, he's going to win it.
He's going to win it,
It just gravitates towards his head.
Drawn to his head.
It's got a gravitational pull, it's so big.
That's the
That's a
problem when
great
Dyer's
ball
on,
in.
right?
It's a chance. Oh, go on.
Oh, Raheem.
Oh, my.
Maguire again. He's
He's
it's just like pinball. Come on.
Imagine if Raheem Sterling finally scores an overhead kick, though.
yeah. How in that one set piece did Harry Maguire win 2 headers?
Yeah, exactly. And you called it before.
Surely that's an England throw.
Are we going to the Clapham Grand if England win, guys?
No. I mean, maybe to rescue Zach and Emery. But, like, I don't think so.
Get there and crowd surfing.
Oh, well.
That's an unbelievable header.
Maybe not.
It is an incredible header, isn't it?
Maybe Darren gets to crowd surf.
That Clapham Grand, I'm not going in there.
No. That's great
Go on.
play from
Chance for
Jordan
England again.
Henderson.
Sterling down the right.
Don't cross it, there's only one person in there.
Go on.
Oh, almost got on the end of it. Yeah, that must be annoying for Harry Kane that nobody's
say,
doing anything there. Like, it's just him on his own.
Yeah.
Right. We can cut to Clapham now. Zach and Alex, what is going on in Clapham? How much are you enjoying yourselves down in South London?
I'm still nervous, even though we're 1-0 up. The fans are very lively. They're booing every Swedish decision and celebrating every English decision like it's a goal. Emery, how did you feel about that Pickford save, though? World class, guys, world class.
What a save. This place absolutely erupted. I might be repeating myself because I have no idea what Zach's saying, but what a save from Jordan
Really
Pickford.
good.
This place is going crazy. It's still absolutely boiling, and we are loving it.
I'm actually so... I can't put into words the atmosphere here. Everyone is so excited, but also there's a hint of being scared that something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
If you can see in the background, there's a Gareth Southgate cardboard cutout that everyone's just been chanting to him every single time.
That's the main takeaway for me, to be fair. Everyone loves Gareth Southgate. I'm going to go and buy a Gareth Southgate waistcoat at the end of this game. I'd urge you to do the same because they're going to sell out very, very quickly. Back to you guys in the studio.
Alex, get some water. You look very, very hot, mate. Sweating. Great stuff, though. Oh, chance again for England. Good start from this second half. Oh.
I mean, England are controlling the ball quite high up the pitch as well. They're getting good territory.
Can I just say, this is exactly what you said, Darren, has come true. As soon as England scored, it's a completely different game. It's so open.
Harry Maguire's on the edge of the box.
That's
That's Harry Maguire. What's he doing? What's he doing?
He's on a fire.
Oh, he's just skilled up two people.
Shoot.
Lingard. Oh.
Yeah, good.
Just coming back to what you were saying earlier, quiet game for Kane, isn't it? Do you think that's because they're trying to mark him out the game and that it's giving other players time on the ball? But we haven't seen a lot from Harry Kane this game.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, to be fair, because I was there just thinking then, to be fair, he's been quite quiet as well, Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse, to be fair, is usually the one that's buzzing around him quite high, so I think it's because Sweden have got so many people in there around Harry Kane that is probably freeing up
other people,
Ali and people like that.
Maybe Loftus-Cheek. Would that be a good sub, do you think?
Yeah, I would like to see Loftus-Cheek start, to be fair, but I definitely wouldn't take Sterling off now. I'd probably leave him on now just for the duration because he seems to be the one that's causing the most problems.
Maybe an Ali for taking Dele off, maybe for
Loftus-Cheek, maybe.
Yeah.
I put a poll out about 10 minutes ago.
Of course he did. He loves a poll. He loves a poll.
I preempted this 10 minutes ago. This question.
Go on.
And so the 4 choices for a sub, the next sub, would be Rashford, Rose, Loftus-Cheek, and Dyer.
Oof.
And 52% have voted for Rashford, which is
52%.
pretty attacking. Substitution.
It's a weird choice.
I think
Do you think
Loftus-Cheek was second at 33%?
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with Darren. Like, I think that this is the kind of game where you want somebody who's picking up the ball in deeper areas and then driving forwards. And Loftus-Cheek is the best player for that in the squad. Like, there's no player in the squad who completed more dribbles per game last season than Loftus-Cheek. Like 3.5 in the Prem. Like that's pretty impressive stuff. Given that that attack was kind of thin at times. Like, so I don't know. Like, if you want somebody who's going to be able to break like really solid banks of four, Loftus-Cheek seems about as good as you could get.
Yeah, you need someone who can commit someone as well. At the moment, you don't want to just keep playing in straight lines. You need someone who can go past someone and then make something happen. And no one's better, as you said, than Loftus-Cheek at doing that.
And he's still a physical presence as well.
He's
a huge guy.
I think people overlook the fact that he's actually quite a technical player on the fact he's so big.
Yeah.
Everyone just thinks he's going to be like a blunt instrument in midfield when he's actually not. He's actually got really good feet, got good passing.
Yeah.
He's just a really well-rounded player.
Well, he was running down the wing, wasn't he, against
John!
Austria?
Yes! Come on! 2-0 England, Dele Alli, England are going to win the World Cup, come on! Yes!
That was not the piece of the ball back post. Oh, who put that ball in?
Look at that. Right, we can go live to Clapham. These are the scenes
Going
in the Grand. Get me to Clapham Grand right now.
It's like they were stopped. Yeah.
Who put that
We
ball in?
couldn't hear you before. We definitely can't hear you now. Oh my God, this place is going absolutely crazy. There's mosh pits going on. It's honestly like being at a gig.
I am drenched in beer. Everyone is going off now. I think everyone's going to get a lot more excited. I think they're going to be marking for the rest of the game. It's incredible scenes. Look down
What
there.
a header that is from Dele Alli. World class. I'm glad I'm not down there.
You have to keep him nice. It's good for Dele. These 3 yards over the head.
That's really good for Dele Alli.
Straight in the camera.
Massive rally, isn't it?
2-0.
Look at that.
So, if England won World Cup.
So that is the reaction from Clapham. These are the scenes from Silverstone, Darren. Look at that! That's better. Look at that. Better from Silverstone, isn't it? Yeah, they're learning. Look at that. Of course, British Grand Prix. No one is watching anything to do with the race, and they just want to know what is going on in the football. Great scenes down at Silverstone.
Oh, no. It's going to be 10
2-0 up England, Sweden with half an hour to go.
See, now you might see some tactical fouls from a Sweden side.
Oh, wow.
But you still don't think about resting people? You don't think about protecting them?
Maybe last 10.
Sure.
Because I personally don't think Sweden have got 2 goals in them in this game.
No.
I'd be amazed.
Yeah.
But also, I don't see Sweden as a very vindictive side in terms of they'll just start leaving late challenging because they're losing 2-0.
No, but
on this team.
Yeah,
but if you're getting beaten for pace or whatever, then it starts to become
we just saw there Harry Kane take a bit of a heavy shoulder barge. I don't think that was...
That's a
big for Dele Alli as well. He needed that, Darren, didn't he? All we need now is a Sterling goal, and it's the perfect afternoon.
I mean, Sterling wants it as well. He's basically playing centre forward at this point. Interesting.
England have played so well this half. But again, Pato, we're talking about how good England are going forward. We've got to say, huge moment in the game, Jordan Pickford making that save at 1-0.
Yeah,
that goes in, it's a completely different game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? You know, Jordan Pickford's had to concentrate in this game because his team's had all the ball all match. Good point, you know, but then again, he's had a pretty heavy season, you know, Everton have been poor defensively all season.
Do you think that helps him in a weird kind of way that he's...
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly put him in Southgate's thoughts because we've seen him make incredible saves all season long. Plus, I think maybe this is what tips him over Butland and Pope is that he's expected to play with his feet more than they are, maybe, because of the nature of Everton.
Right, apparently it's still going off in Clapham. These are the scenes in Clapham right now, still celebrating the goal. I don't know about you guys, I'm going straight there after the game.
Do you want us, Scott? Do you want us in it or just the other
uh-oh.
I don't know where Zach. There they are. Alex and Zach are there.
What's happening, guys?
Oh, what's it say? What's the save?
People are celebrating a Jordan Pickford save.
I have no idea what's going on. These fans are going crazy. Unbelievable atmosphere here. The ball's lofted in. It's fine. I can't hear a thing, mate.
At the moment, the fans are celebrating every little thing. Pickford made a save, celebrate. Someone made a block, celebrate. Kick out of play, celebrate. It's mental here. They're setting up more pyro.
I don't think there'll be a better atmosphere in Russia. Football's coming home, people.
Look at these scenes, Darren. It's coming home. The mood lighting as well. Everything just adds to it in Clapham, doesn't it? Everything. It's starting to feel like it is coming home.
Listen, it's certainly in the driving seat at the moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes you kind of want that, right, for your team. You want them to have like a wake-up moment where the other team doesn't actually score.
Yeah.
But as an Arsenal fan, I always hope in the first 5 minutes that they like hit the bar or something, because then everyone's like, "Oh my God, like, we could lose this game." Like.
But Pickford again, we're talking about the number one. That's a massive save in this game. Everything he's done in this tournament, considering he had a little bit of criticism going into it, the penalty shootout, the two great saves in this game have been brilliant.
Shootout.
The save as well in that Colombia game, he hasn't put a foot wrong, has he?
Suddenly there's a lot more space.
Yeah.
Is he now laying down the marker to be, the best keeper in this tournament?
It's a really good point, that.
Certainly on performance.
He's certainly up there. Put a poll out, see what people think.
Don't talk about polls.
It's my domain. But this could easily be 2-0.
It's a good shout, though. He's definitely up there as one of the keepers of the tournament.
Also, just in terms of the magnitude and size of his saves, at moments in the game.
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah. They do just seem kind of fearless, though. I mean, I know it's like a cliche to say it, but maybe it is because they're young and they just don't seem bothered about things. They didn't seem bothered about the penalty shootout.
Yeah.
Rashford just walked up, put it down,
Brilliant.
takes it.
But I think
and Pickford as well was taking the ball and giving it to them,
by the way,
not disrupting
That's a great
them.
point. Did you notice Jordan Pickford gave the ball to every single England penalty taker?
Did he?
So after England had a shot, the ball was just lying about. So the keeper was the mind games from Ospina was there. From Pickford.
Yeah.
When Colombia took every penalty, Pickford grabbed the ball, ran to the edge of the box and gave it to the England players. Just a tiny thing.
So it's like a
but
routine,
it meant that Ospina
right?
couldn't get in anyone's faces.
Like someone hands you the ball, you go and put it down and
Yeah.
take the penalty. Like, is that important? Like a kind of not superstitious, but like kind of the ritual of doing it. Like you just go and put it down rather than going and retrieve the ball, dealing with the keeper.
It's horrible because the walk from the halfway line to the it's horrible anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I always used to jog.
Did you? Clever,
Yeah,
yeah.
because the walk was just like, oh no. And also as well, if the ball's there, it helps. But if the ball's, you're right, pinballing around and that.
Yeah.
And also as well, I used to not look at the goalkeeper because I always used to think if I look at the goalkeeper, he might, try to stare me out. So sometimes early on, I'd put the ball down and I'd deliberately stare in the corner that I wasn't going. Oops, then.
Chance for England.
So much space
Sterling
in
got
this
a lot
game
to do
now.
there.
Oh, he's done well. Good strength.
Played.
So were you one of those players who picked the spot and stuck with it? Or
Knew it before.
Yeah.
So I deliberately looked that way, knowing I was going this way the whole time.
Right.
Nice. Yeah, because if you do your job, then they can't really do anything about it. You put it in the corner, no one's saving it. It's really opened up now.
Yeah.
65 minutes gone. Sweden 0, England 2 for a place in the World Cup semi-final. Wow.
You know what I'd be tempted to do towards the end of the game? Like if it gets to that, say, we're on a bit of kosh, is then maybe just stick Eric Dyer on. Go and put him
Right,
Jordan, sit right in there and take off Dele Alli, if he's got a little nip.
Oh my God.
hit it.
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
He's eyeing up the golden boot, Harry Maguire. Can he done wrong?
8-1.
He should have held
Unbelievable.
it.
John Stones has got 2, hasn't he, at this tournament as well?
Yeah, he has. He should have headed it.
Lethal.
Darren just said he should have headed it, despite the fact it's on the ground. He said it.
Well, it just does a little forward roll into this.
He would have scored that with his head, guaranteed.
Oh.
Would have got more power.
Oh, God, Harry.
He has kind of become a cult figure after this World Cup.
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
They all have.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a corner. Oh,
He
shove.
might nick a little move after this, you know. Harry
Yeah.
Maguire.
do you think? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
There was actually an interesting question in the last live stream of who do you think will make a big move from the World Cup? And in terms of the performances they've put in, who will make a big move?
Across the board.
Yeah, just across the players who have featured in the World Cup. Anyone
Like a James Rodriguez in the last one.
Rodriguez,
Got his,
that's
yeah.
it, 2014.
Mbappe's gone to PSG already, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that would have been a big one.
Golovin, maybe.
Yeah, maybe got over.
Yeah. Who's the Mexican guy on the wing?
Lozano.
Lozano.
Yeah, really
yeah.
good. And Kovacic as well. Like he's barely got on the field for
Yeah.
Croatia, but
Yeah.
he's obviously sick of getting no minutes, and he's a fantastic player. He could go any club in the world. I think.
Spurs have been linked with him actually.
He
But then Spurs
well,
are
as a
linked with a
Musa-
lot of players.
Well, you're looking for Musa Dembele replacements,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so there's Ceballos, there's who hasn't gone, there's Kovacic.
Yeah.
I think there are quite a lot of interesting players. Ndombele as well, who hasn't gone with France.
Love the accents you put into it whenever you talk about.
Put a bit of effort in.
Brilliant.
My name gets mispronounced so often that I've got to make an effort with other people's.
Not Pato, you mean your surname?
Yeah, Van Straten. Yeah.
I think Maguire though, could get a big.
Yeah, I
move
do.
for this.
Yeah, I do.
To where, though?
I can see him at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you have him, Pat?
Right, we've got
Depends how much he costs.
Pete. Very important time for a bit of seriousness now in the studio because we've got a bit of a weather warning, severe weather warning from the Met office. If we can have a look at the Met office, the forecast is looking good tomorrow afternoon. It's coming home. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
Although I can tell
That's
you
the worst
that-
one so far.
That is not,
That's the worst one so far.
I can tell you that's not true because there is sun in Northern Ireland, which I can tell you does not.
They've just put
Oh, here we
cloud,
go.
haven't they, in
Yeah.
Northern Ireland and
So, you
Scotland.
know,
Another
Hit it,
half
hit it.
chance, Dele Alli.
You knew he was.
Dele's
hitting that.
really
I mean,
livened
you
up
have to
since
hit
his
that.
goal, hasn't
You'll
he?
hit that when it pops up.
Yeah.
Edge of the box, World Cup.
Well, I mean, look who you're talking to. This guy, if it comes to him on his right foot, 40 yards out, doesn't care. He's hitting it, Pires style. It was actually quite Pires like your goal in that game.
It?
I mean, everything seems to be Sterling, around
matter,
Sterling,
yeah.
around Sterling.
He's just a problem, isn't he? He's a problem.
He's like a pest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, not he's saying he's a pest, but do you know what I mean? Like, he just seems to be.
Yeah, he's just a trouble to
Seems to be
defend.
around, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dele's looked lively as well since that goal. Oh, is that a handball? Pato?
You're never getting that. You're never
Did you go
getting
to VAR? Would you go to VAR for that if it's 0-0?
I mean, he has arms. He can't. You can't get a penalty for him having.
I mean, if
arms
you're
running
playing
by
in the
his
game,
side.
you'd shout VAR all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you'd be like on the off. Some of the things that have been given in the tournament.
I know.
Yeah.
The handballs. What was the one against PK where it was headed against the back of his hand? It went over his head, headed against the back of his arm. What's he meant to do?
Yeah.
Then again, there's others that haven't been given.
Yeah, true.
Again, so like I think it's fantastic that it's been brought in, but it's kind of a bit of teething problems at the
Oh,
moment.
sure, yeah. But I mean, it always takes a while, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. Like 30 years ago, they were just introducing like the back pass rules so that keepers can pick it up. Like, and I imagine that at the time, everyone thought that that was going to like make everything.
Pato, got to stop you there, mate. Urgent update from Ross Kemp. Ross, talk to me, boy.
No.
Pickford! You beauty! You beauty! Pickford! You beauty! You beauty!
I really hope he's not in a hotel because whoever's in the room, what's going on there?
Darren, does that epitomise, though, we're laughing, but the way this nation gets behind a team when England are doing well, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, you've seen like Russell Brand tweet, you're seeing, you know, people you don't necessarily, you know, all sorts of celebrities, musicians. It's just incredible, isn't
bringing
it?
everyone together, and it's fantastic. And when you get to these stages of a tournament, you need that.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need people on your backs talking about performance. Like after this game here, if England go through, the only talk there should be is all positive. It shouldn't be about, oh, well, he didn't play very well or he missed this chance. It needs to be about the team as a collective unit played really, really well, beat Sweden, on to the next one.
Will the players be aware, do you think, of everything that's going on back home, the positivity, or will they be told to stay off social media? What do you think?
Well, I follow quite a few of them and they've been non-stop posting on social media.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think
they're watching it?
Yeah, they're watching it 100%.
I mean, it's
Harry
also
Maguire
such a
was
big
under
part of their like brands and their own like their own like personas. So that to take it away from them for 4 weeks of the, you know, I think you would lose a lot of the buzz.
I think you just need to just let them keep going, let them keep doing it.
I think the beauty about social media is that it connects people at home to their personal lives and like their experience out there. So I think that's helping everybody get caught up in them.
For anyone that is at a wedding today, we do apologise for you. This is how you get a score update if you're at a wedding. That is where the hymns are. It just has the flags and the score update. That is absolutely brilliant. I mean, congratulations for anyone who is getting married today.
Do you want to see it?
Oh, chance!
Did he save that?
It's worth pointing out as well, that score's
that's
actually wrong.
unbelievable.
The score's actually
That is
wrong. It's 2-0 if you're at the wedding.
They did one job.
And congratulations to bride and groom.
Probably
as
have
well.
2 jobs, to be honest.
Well done.
To be fair. Like whoever's playing the organ.
Darren, is it... Well, you know, I'm saying it's coming home with being very positive. He saved it.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Oh, he has saved it.
Oh, he hasn't even seen it. It's like behind Maguire.
It's
And it's a corner.
red
Is
flag
it,
that
I
he's
was going to say,
conceding so many shots.
as well as England are playing, we'll be in the semi-final. The punters up and down the country won't really care. But is it a little bit of a concern how many chances Sweden have created in this second half?
Yeah, maybe, but I think this whole tournament England have been conceding chances.
You think,
even as poor as Panama were, they still had 2 really good chances where
that's true.
they probably
England,
should have took them.
I said when you guys were right, England are the only team left in it who haven't got a clean sheet.
Yeah, and it's, well, got one at the minute, but
Yeah.
the way that it's going.
But
I mean, I'm going to put it out there. Man of the
goodness
match.
me.
Man of the match for me, Jordan Pickford.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, Sweden aren't a joke. Like, you know, England's 2-0 up, but like Sweden are getting as many shots in the box as England are at the World Cup so far. You know, like, like they can create. The fact they don't have superstars in attack shouldn't mean that like people think this is it's bad. It's just sometimes teams are going to get through you. Like, and the good thing about Southgate, I think, is he's shown that he's like he can assess things objectively. Like, interestingly, I thought after the Panama game, he said, "I actually preferred the Tunisia performance." You know, I thought that was. That was nice.
Chance? Oh, lovely feet.
Stay out, yeah. Put him in.
I mean, the defence must be absolutely delighted. No, he's got no legs.
We mentioned Bobby Charlton earlier. Apparently, we're just hearing there's very few people at Wimbledon, and actually he's in the Royal Box on his own. So there's, I think, attendances at Wimbledon are actually at an all-time low.
I guarantee he's got the iPad there. Like,
I'm a big tennis fan as well. I like Wimbledon, but I mean, when the World Cup's on, I think they should just put it back a few weeks because this just.
To be fair, I remember being at Wimbledon when the whole Ronaldo-Rooney thing happened.
Oh, were you?
I was at Wimbledon, yeah, I remember that.
Hang on a minute, why were you at Wimbledon when England were playing?
Because that's the 2006 I got left out of.
Oh, right, so you just went.
So I went to Wimbledon, yeah, I got invited to go to Wimbledon. So
fair enough.
I'm going,
so judgy. So
See, I
judgy.
know,
yeah.
You're so ready to judge.
Why are you there? Question though, were you watching the game? Were you keeping updated with the football?
Well, the thing about Wimbledon, once the game starts, you can't leave. You got to stay in there.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
of course.
every time at the end of a game, I was running out. What was the score?
Were you?
Running back in. Yeah.
Right.
I just imagine everyone like cheering though, like in the middle of a point.
And after getting left out of the squad, when you're watching it on TV, how's that?
Still wanted to do really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I wanted them to do really well. Obviously, you're gutted that you're not there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still want the guys to do well because obviously they're your teammates at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure.
And not them, your mates as well, aren't they?
Yeah, a few of them,
We touched on England's defence there, but some guys just dropped a comment here. Bakar the GOAT has asked, who do you think has been the best defence in the tournament? What team has had the best defence?
The team with the best. Ooh,
Uruguay.
Good question.
Yeah. Before they got obliterated the other day, they were by far the best defensively.
I mean, I don't think there hasn't been much emphasis placed on defence. Like all the.
Yes, but a lot of goals.
Yeah, this is the thing, and a lot of penalties and
Yeah.
a lot of like defensive mistakes as well. Stupid mistakes, giving away stupid penalties.
Well, that's right, because most own goals ever in a World Cup, most amount of penalties ever, evident with VAR, record number of goals. It does show how open these games have been.
Yeah, though I think, you know, like the bad teams have been better defensively than we've been used to, right? And actually, France and Brazil were both. I mean, Brazil were amazing defensively until like Casemiro goes out, and then like even then it took a lot to concede 2 goals. But France, I mean, I think Kante has actually quietly had an amazing tournament.
Yeah.
And the goals they conceded against Argentina, one's a lucky deflection, you know, like one's just an outrageous messy ball, and the other is Di Maria just hitting a howitzer. There's not so much you can do about that.
I think France are really dangerous because I think they're kind of ticking along in third gear at the minute. They haven't actually.
France, for me, are the best team.
You saw
they could be amazing.
I think so. Yeah. Well, I called France before the tournament, France and Germany.
Yeah.
But France, I said before the tournament, I think you need a squad to win a World Cup, and I think their strength in depth is better. I'm not saying they've necessarily got the best 11, but I think their strength in depth is the best of any.
Didn't even take Martial.
Yeah. Exactly.
Didn't even take Kingsley Coman.
Yeah.
Like, it's outrageous. How dare they?
But you also saw in Euro 2016 they kind of stumbled their way to the final.
Yeah.
Substitution.
Yeah, that's true.
Darren, first sub of the day.
Fabian Delphi looks like.
It looks like
Jesse Lingard.
Dele Alli off, does it?
Delph Ali, that's a sensible move.
Yeah.
Fabian Delph on for Dele Alli. Probably sensible as well because he's still got this niggly injury, isn't he, Dele Alli?
Yeah,
It certainly looks that
he
way.
seems to be about 85%. You know,
He doesn't want to come on. Has that ever happened to you when the boards come up? Or?
I guarantee he knew.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
100% he knew.
Just showing a replay of Delhi's header.
He's a terrible bloke. I really like it about him.
But the thing is,
It's a really likeable quality.
He's one of the few players in the England squad who's actually like practices the dark arts a bit. You know, he does a bit of gamesmanship. Because I don't think England as a team aren't that great at it.
But it's interesting you say that. Ryan Mason on this very sofa said that is one of England's faults in major tournaments. He thinks the game management isn't what other countries have.
Like naivety.
Not saying to cheat, but how some people, if you get fouled, will ride a tackle or will pause if you're 1-0 up, or you'll do a sub and you'll walk over. That England in major tournaments don't seem to have that game management. But Delhi is one that I think does, going back to your point.
I mean, you see it with Tottenham all the time as well. You know, he seems like a really difficult player to play against. Just he's quite yappy, he's always in your head.
So Sterling again causing problems.
Yeah.
He's surprisingly strong, Sterling.
Yes, he is, yeah.
I mean, this is stuff that you feel like Guardiola's added to his game a bit, right? You know.
I think even with all the City players in the setup with England have a lot to thank, or have Guardiola for a lot for like progressing a game. Kyle Walker last year couldn't have played at right centre back, I don't think.
No.
That's a great ball, Trippier. Whips it in. Oh!
Kane.
And Klopp and Pochettino too, arguably. You know, like Henderson pretty much covering midfield on his own. I think, you know, his fitness levels have been massively boosted by the way that Klopp seems to train them. Like the fitness levels in the England team generally, when you think they've played a full season and some of them have gone to the Champions League final and they're still putting in
they played like
these athletic performances.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know, whereas Russia, comparatively, they're in the middle of their league season. You know, those guys aren't playing at the top level, the majority of them, and you kind of think England look, no one looks as fresh as Russia, which we probably shouldn't get into the reasons for, but they look pretty fresh.
Yeah, no, after the group stages, I did see a stat that Russia had ran more and more sprints than any other team.
Amazing.
So they're running further and faster.
Absolutely amazing.
I mean, fitness levels
can't imagine
through
why.
the roof.
Yeah. Sometimes you just look at performance and you're just like, that's dope. Oof.
No, I'll get there.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting around Kyle Walker.
Oh,
good block, come on.
Are they? What are they for there?
No, it's like as soon as you cross it, it gets blocked out, so it must be handball.
Yeah. Chance again.
Oh my God.
Surely that's a free kick, referee.
I mean, there, Ashley Young has got straight back up after getting a foot to the thorax. That's unbelievable. That's horrible.
To be fair, I think this game has gone a lot quicker than the other ones I've watched.
Because the last game went to extra time and penalties.
But in terms of reaching 80 minutes, the other one seemed to be a bit more of a drag in terms of like tension. And I think there's.
I think it's the sank on this one because I know what you mean. When I did the Panama game before, even though it was 6. It felt like it dragged a bit, even though because it was just group games and it was 6, and you think, oh, it's exciting. But this here is flew.
Yeah.
It's been a really good performance.
Even Colombia, when 1-0 up, they were just under the caution. It was like, oh, you're just waiting for a goal, waiting for them to concede.
Slight break in play now. Little bit of an injury. We've got a brilliant tweet. Now, this is a genius tweet. This is from Harry Maguire on the 2nd of June 2016, who tweeted, just spent 4 hours putting together a flat pack desk lamp. I will seek vengeance on the nation of Sweden in this life or the next. He scored the first goal against Sweden. I mean, that is incredible, isn't it?
That's what dreams are made of, isn't it?
That is unbelievable.
Everyone who's gone to IKEA has been like, I
can
will
relate
get
to
my
that.
own back.
Unbelievable.
Sure, literally, they only have themselves to blame.
Yeah.
Unbelievable tweet from Harry Maguire, who's also had a great game.
Fished that out as well from 2016, has done well.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it's just livid. It's like it's being painted. It's just like pulling a face.
Marcus Rashford warming up. We spoke about him. What's the reaction like on social now, Pete? Is it quietening down a bit?
I mean, it's quieting down a bit. I think everyone's just looking to get through this group now.
We can't shut that one down. I don't know what he's laughing at.
Well, not to get ahead of ourselves.
This is why Pete looks at it before we.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, but a lot of people are asking, who do you think England will play in the next round? If the score stays this way, Russia or Croatia?
Croatia, I think.
I think Croatia.
I can't see past Croatia.
I think it'll be a tight game though. That
because Russia have massively impressed me. They came into this tournament as the lowest ranked team, but again, that's kind of skewed.
And also the Russian fans were so negative towards Russia.
Do you know what, they've impressed me the first 2 games. Then they got smashed by Uruguay.
True.
Yeah. They did.
Then they drew Spain. And in my personal opinion, Spain had a stonewall penalty right at the end of the game.
Yes,
anyway, so it shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Spain played really weirdly in that game as well.
I did think, as soon as that happened, I thought to myself, he's not going to give this. No way. Last minute of normal time against Spain, I thought he's not going to give this.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
So would that worry you if they had to play Russia? Like the idea that there might be a little bit of
Do you know what I mean? You know,
Putin pressure.
leaning towards the home team.
Yeah.
But even against that,
Snipers on the roof.
if you look at the game last night, there were probably
That's so
I'd say,
easy.
2 stonewall penalties for Brazil that weren't given.
Oh, the one on
At the end of
Neymar.
the-
Yeah.
and then the one at the
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the baseline with about 2 minutes to go.
Right, there are the boys. Alex and Zach, what's going on in Clapham right now, guys? How's the atmosphere?
Oh, it's lively, I'll tell you that. However, I did spot one fan on his phone whilst watching the game, and he wasn't just making any bets or anything, he was searching for love. He's on the old Tinder, wasn't he? Had no matches, but I'm pretty sure he must be happy now, even if he hasn't found any love.
I think, to be fair, though, there are enough people in this place that you might actually find a match. So, fair play to him. Dedication to the cause. Back to you guys in the studio.
Chance?
He's got it back.
Cheers, guys. I'll be joining you very shortly. 10 minutes. 10 minutes ago, just the one sub England have made. Do you think? Looks like Rashford's warming up, Pato. Do you think they'll chuck him on for 5-10 minutes?
It looks like they might do, but it does seem like a weird one.
Yeah.
I think I'd be more inclined to give Danny Rose some minutes. They're actually young.
Is that Eric Dyer?
Yep, said that now.
You did say that. Darren Bent,
Just shore it
Darren
up
Bent
a
has
bit.
made a lot of... What was your prediction for the game?
I said 1-0, that's what I was...
No, OK, let's forget that. Other than that, you did say it'd be more open if we played. Dyer will come on and sit, so...
Oh,
Darren Bent, England manager.
that was great. Kieran Trippier.
Management, is that something you want to get into?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It seems alright. It's a lot of hard work, like. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm quite cut out for that. Number 2 seems like a
Number 2's a good gig, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, Eric Dyer is definitely one I would have done. Maybe get off Jesse Lingard or Jesse Lingard probably.
Yeah.
Get there. Where Dyer's not going to move, is he?
No,
Yeah.
just sit when he's just
right
in front.
there.
Yeah.
Eric Dyer seems to be the player they bring on with 15 minutes to go to just try and shore up that midfield.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Jordan Henderson doesn't really have that much protection, any protection,
No.
when you play in centre mid with Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard, who are both very attacking players.
Yeah.
Goes to show how far a lot of these players have come. At the time of the last World Cup, both of England's goal scorers today were playing in League One.
Wow.
Dele Alli and Harry Maguire were playing in League One
Was
4
Harry
years ago.
Wigan?
They've just scored
Was
in
it
the World
Wigan,
Cup.
Harry Maguire?
Harry Maguire, MK Dons was Dele Alli, and Sheffield United, I think, Harry Maguire.
Because I remember playing against Harry at Wigan.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Wigan. What
was he like then?
And he was always good on the ball. Remember?
Was he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see. I mean, I would have never guessed again that it would have been
No.
this amount Harry Maguire, but
Yeah.
so that's football for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Changes so quickly.
I mean, it's amazing that Dele Alli was actually even playing, right? Like playing regularly at that age.
Yeah.
Because the last
Very
World Cup
good
he must have
point.
been 18,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
17, 18. Like you forget how young he is. He's got 200 senior appearances. That's crazy, really.
It's crazy. Still Henderson.
But again, it's what you were talking about before, right? Sticking to the system like for like.
Yeah.
We'll just. I mean, and the grounds he must have covered today, Jordan Henderson.
The one,
Yeah,
the one-
the miles covered.
Yeah, the
Must
yards,
be-
rather.
Yeah.
The one probably criticism you have of Jordan, and I don't know if maybe you'd call it a criticism, is that he's so like intense. So, like the ball go there, he'll chase after it there. Go
Yeah,
there, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
sure.
Rather than just holding his position and going,
Yeah.
let me give
So
him a
you
breather.
He doesn't run intelligently.
Not intelligently, he just sometimes he gets a bit carried
Trying
away.
to do
like,
too much.
Trying to do
It
too
goes
much.
back to your point of what you were saying about he's in the gym too much, working too much.
Yeah.
That he is, and also, I think they were targeting him as a red card because he was on a booking and as well as he played, and he played brilliantly against Colombia. I thought he was one tackle away from being sent off.
Yeah.
The only player from England's perspective that was running into tackles on a yellow.
Also, if he gets booked in this game, it means he would miss the semi.
He does, yes.
Yeah, that's the last
Thank
thing you
you.
want.
Yeah, especially
I
him.
think there's
He's
3
so
other
good.
players, I can't remember them.
He's like the fulcrum of the side,
Yeah.
really.
Oh, dives straight in. Elbow to the back of the head.
So, a couple of questions coming in. Assuming England get through and Croatia get through, how will England cope with that Croatian midfield?
It's going to be difficult. But
Yeah.
it's going to be difficult because sometimes you just need to hold your hands up and go, listen, they've got better football players in there than us. But obviously Gareth Southgate will have plans to do you know what I mean, how he's going to go up against them, because as good as they are,
Yeah.
they're going to have weaknesses.
Yeah.
I mean,
And also Denmark so nearly beat
Exactly.
Croatia.
They
Do you know what I mean?
definitely have weaknesses.
How do you go about shutting down a centre mid pairing like Modric and Rakitic, though?
I don't think you can shut them down. I think you've just got to try and maybe get behind. You can get after them, try and shut them down and try and chase them
Free
down
kick.
and harass them. But I think ultimately you need to just keep your shape.
Yeah.
Just make them try and beat you from like their own half. Do you know what I mean? If they get into your half and they start playing, it's going to be difficult. But just trying everyone get behind the ball, just keep shifting, and hopefully make them pass the ball sideways,
Yeah.
not forward,
Yeah,
not through to Mandzukic and them kind of players. Just make them keep passing it sideways and sideways.
I think also there's a big point on how high the wing backs play then, because if they leave those channels open, Modric will just pick them out.
Yeah.
Like those spaces to run into.
It's going to be a completely different game to this because you know Croatia will come at England. They will
Yeah, well,
definitely.
totally different, wouldn't it? Trippier's over this. 5 minutes left of the game. Go on. Oh!
Really good deliveries all day.
Aguero
I mean, like,
wins
that
it again.
He wins everything.
Oh, he's going to have that.
He didn't even jump for that when he took out. I've got it. Don't matter.
They've got some
It's a great tackle. Oh, he's unlucky there, isn't he?
I thought he took that really cleanly.
Is he? Oh, he's giving. Oh, hello.
So I'm not sure that's a booking or.
I don't even know if that's a foul, let alone a booking.
Is it
that for
the
kick in-
reaction? Yeah.
Is that for
Does
the
it-
kick afterwards? Because that's a very harsh yellow if that's for the tackle. I want to see a replay of that because is that just because he's come from
Yeah. Maybe.
through the back of the plate, which he can't do? He's won the ball.
Had to check
So
that
I
It's
out.
a
think the
brilliant
reaction from the
tackle.
Swedish players got him the booking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the yellow cards after the quarter-final stage are wiped. They're just cut into a Swedish fan who is crying.
Oh, that's the best bit of the World Cup. Oh, I love that.
Who was it crying in the wall for Uruguay?
Oh,
Yesterday?
it was Jimenez.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimenez
Uruguay.
having a big weep.
What were your thoughts on that, Pato?
I don't know, I'm not a professional player. Like, I could understand.
Before the final whistle, though.
It just seems
5 minutes before.
Yeah, but I mean, but you don't
minutes, 2-0
choose to
down.
cry, do you? Like, I mean, like,
That's right.
it's like difficult. I don't know. Like, at the same time, I thought, did he really think Uruguay were going to win the World Cup?
No. But
Like,
with
is
5
he
minutes
that
to go at
upset?
2-1 down, did he not think, that they might nick a goal?
They were 2-0 down, were they not? Did they
They
score?
were 2-0.
It was,
Yeah,
it
they
was
were
2-0
2-0 down.
It was 5 minutes to go with 2-0 down. But
So I didn't think. So I didn't.
he thinks the game's gone at that point?
I certainly thought the game was gone. Like, but I don't know really. Like, you can't really see Diego Godin doing it, but like,
I think it was just the moment got the better of him.
Yeah,
And that
exactly.
was such a big moment.
He's a really young guy.
Career's kind of
What did you
building
think of
up
that?
as well.
22.
As a player.
As players, you know when the game's gone.
Do you?
Yeah,
Sure.
you kind of feel,
Yeah.
unless it's something freakish like where you get a corner and you get sank into it, 9 times out of 10 when you're playing and you're 2-0 down, you're chasing the ball. Like Sweden now will
Yeah.
know. There'll be at least
great play.
90% of this team here would know the game's done now.
Yeah. So
Really?
say,
Get back into it,
say going back to something like United in '99 against Bayern Munich, would those would those players have been like, it's game's done?
Yeah, probably. But then they
Really?
get that one,
Wow.
and then you know what's crazy is that they get that one, and then the whole psyche just shifts. Because then the Bayern Munich are thinking,
Yeah,
oh no,
yeah.
like we can't hold on anymore. They're going to get another one, so they get all upside.
Yeah, because it was kind of like Colombia scoring against England. They got that one,
Yeah, the
and then
momentum.
extra
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It was all Colombia for the first half.
But it depends what the deficit is, right? So like,
Yeah.
so Bayern Munich were up 1-0 in that final, like that Mario
Yeah,
Basler
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
So like, you can always come back from
Yeah,
that.
but
Like,
wasn't
you know, you
92nd
can,
minute?
Yeah.
but you know you can take it to extra time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there was quite a lot of extra time in that
Well,
one.
like 5-6 minutes.
2-0 down, it's just.
It's gone. Do you know what I mean?
2-0 down.
Are you running at that point just to like show that you still care?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
to make a point.
You're not wanting to do it because you're thinking, why am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Like, I've played games this season just gone, and we played Reading, and we were
Free kick.
we were 2-0 down, and Reading, like, to be fair to them, fair play to them, like they had, was it Reading? Either it was a good side.
Right.
Might have been Brentford actually. Sorry, at
Okay.
our place, and
Yeah.
one centre half stood over there, one half stood over there, and they were basically just playing a triangle between the goalkeeper, the two
Right.
centre half,
Yeah, yeah.
and because our team just wanted to keep a solid shape.
Yeah.
I couldn't just stand there at halfway line and just let them keep passing it. I had to
Yeah.
run, so they would just pass it to the goalkeeper.
So you're literally running each
just
strike.
it
Wow.
down
Yeah.
for a good 5 or 6 minutes.
But I guess it's just professional pride, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, like.
The fans want to see it. You do
Yeah,
it basically for the fans to show that you care.
Well, yeah. Also, from your point of view, at this point, it's not like you. It's not like you have to prove something to the fans.
No.
You're showing that like you still care
Yeah,
about the game
exactly.
and like have
From-
something to offer, right? You know.
Right, 89th minute. Sweden have a quite a good chance. Seb Larsson. Now you know Seb
You need
Larsson
Kim
well, Darren.
Källström
He's
here.
good. This is where he's good at, isn't it?
Yeah.
Set piece. He's a great free kick taker.
If this goes in, it'll be interesting. Yeah. See.
Oh, interestingly, he's
yeah,
gone.
see, yeah.
Oh, what is happening?
No.
And it's over the bar.
Yeah, Kim Källström would have scored that.
They needed
Interesting
that.
that Young tried to go on the
Källström
line there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the point?
Great player.
Lovely looking lady. though.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
That is a terrible free kick, and it would, as you said, if that had gone in, it would have made the last few minutes interesting / nerve-wracking. I think we'll say.
It's weird not to let Larsson take
No,
it.
yeah.
He's such a
There he is. I did say I think Rashford will come on for a few minutes. He is coming on for a few minutes, and it looks like Raheem Sterling is going off. Who I thought's played well, Raheem. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
well done,
overall,
Raheem. Well
definitely.
played.
Yeah, I think he's played really well. I think.
Played really well.
Still missing that goal though.
He is missing that goal, yes.
So, like, as a striker, when you're not scoring, is it playing in your head when you get chances? If you go through a spell,
yeah, because you start thinking, I hope I can get this one, and or you think, right, let me do this, let me do that, and sometimes you can overthink it. What he's doing, which is fantastic and is good, all top strikers do it, is that he's still putting himself in the position to score them. Because I know a lot of strikers that would hide, like they start thinking, well, I'm not going to run in behind because I might get that chance, or I'm not going to go there because I can score from there, and if I miss it, people are going to hammer me. But Raheem,
so you would physically avoid getting
in there. Do you know what I mean? Well, I wouldn't, but I know people that would avoid getting in there. Whereas he's like, well, no, you know what I mean? He had the chance first half, 2 minutes in, he gets another one.
Do you just start being safer as well in your decisions, like trying to take more touches and make it an easier shot? Is that like, what does overthinking it look like?
Like the worst chance for me, if I've not scored for a while, the worst chance for me is if. See that Raheem's first one where he goes over the top and he's got time to think about what to do.
You're overthinking it.
You're overthinking it. Should I go around him? OK, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this touch, overthink it. But you forget about not A, the goalkeeper's coming towards you, and B, the guys are running back to try and tackle you.
Yeah. Sure.
The one he needs, Raheem, is where it just drops and you just hit
outside the box
and just smash it and it goes in.
Yeah, and almost when you're straight on as well, you've got to decide which way to go. Like if you're on one side, you just hit it, right?
There's a lot of players like that. Shin Min-sun epitomises that for Spurs. When he's one-on-one and he overthinks it, it's not his best asset. Whenever he gets the ball on the edge of the box, he just turns and hits one. Scorer of some of the most unbelievable goals when he's not overthinking it.
That's what he needs to do for Raheem.
And it's a bit like Raheem actually, because he scored loads from outside, but one-on-one, you're not as confident as if Harry Kane's going through, for instance.
Yeah, it's a bit. You know, it's a little bit like that. Marcus Rashford, like he scores unbelievable goals like he did against Costa Rica, but then he gets the chance like he did against Belgium.
Yes,
and he misses the target.
One-on-one.
It's like them ones sometimes are the hardest ones to finish off.
Right, 5 minutes of additional time. We're in the 92nd minute. The fans are going crazy. It's Sweden 0, England 2. Surely, barring an incredible 3 minutes, England are going through to the semi-final. Here is a Sweden run out of Ikeas. Oh, brilliant.
Cool. Wow. I've got a question here from
Daniel James. That is a brilliant tweet. Can I just say one like and one retweet? Give the man some love.
I've got a question here from Ahmed Adil, and they've asked, England have made this look pretty easy. Are England being underestimated in this tournament?
As potential winners?
Yeah, I mean...
No one wants to take it. No one wants to take it.
Sitting on the fence here.
They probably are a little bit, do you know what I mean? Ooh. I'd like to think, for instance, like a lot of the French squad, well, a large number of the French squad, and the Belgium squad, for instance, play in the Premier League. Yeah. So they know how good, firsthand, how good some of these English players are. And also, in the Champions League, a lot of the top players in the Champions League, they know how good the English players are. So you'd like to think they'll be saying, listen, we can't underestimate this team. They've got some really good players in there.
But I think from people doing a lot of neutrals have been like, England will probably get to the final, but then, you know, lose that final comfortably.
But it's a one-off game then in the final. How many times have you seen the better team lose a final?
Yeah.
You know.
Also, I think, even though there's a huge expectation on England if they reach the final, the pressure isn't as much on them as it is on like a France or Belgium.
Yeah.
Because France have such a strong squad. Belgium have like KDB, Hazard, Lukaku. I think because England have stars, but not outside Harry Kane, not stars on the same level as perhaps France and Belgium have in depth. I think it kind of plays in their hands a bit if they get that far.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because you're kind of saying, basically, with the England squad, they've got a lot of players that play in top teams.
Yeah.
Whereas the other countries have got players that play in top teams that are main men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Right, last minute. And we're going to, through the power of TV, we're going to be live as well as the guys in Clapham. Split screen it, look at that. There we go. Alex Zak, you're also live. Talk us through what is going on for the last minute of this quarter-final.
The atmosphere here is unbelievable. The amount of beer that's been chucked up in the air is incredible. I'd like to know how much it was. Zach, what are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, this has been an incredible game. It really has. The England fans are going mental. After the game,
Last few seconds, surely the whistle is going to go any minute, and we're going to see more beer go everywhere in Clapham. There it is! England are in the semi-finals! Come on!
First time since what? 1990?
everything is here.
Look at that, look at the scene.
Man, my friend, people are going mental. Oh my days,
This is unbelievable.
Oh, there you go.
No, they're watching Wimbledon.
Actually put a poll in.
Look at those scenes.
Jordan Pickford, man of the match, 60%. I think comfortably.
Look at those scenes, Pete. Sorry to interrupt, but look at them. These are the scenes in Silverstone. Silverstone, talk to us. What are you doing? 3 Lions is being belted out at Silverstone, the home of the British Grand Prix, of course.
What they're doing.
Imagine how hot it is.
There's Clapham.
so glad
Clapham
we're-
know
I'm
how
so
to
glad we're in
party.
the
There are going to be
studio.
street parties up and down the country tonight. England have not been in a World Cup semi-final since Italia 90, of course. They will play Croatia or Russia. Unbelievable.
What a game that's been, Alex. What a game that's been. I thought England were very good. Keeping a clean sheet is very important for us. We've got beers still being thrown up, flags are flown above us. Alex, who was your man of the match?
It's a hard one. There's a few players who are up there for me. Jordan Pickford, absolutely unbelievable. Of course, that save was sensational. Harry Maguire, though, I didn't think he put a foot wrong the entire game. Got his goal. I'm going to give it to Harry Maguire.
I would like to say as well, we have either Croatia or Russia in the next round. I think it's easy to say Russia would be the easier fixture, allegedly, depending on something. But Alex, how do you think the fans have been this? I think they're pretty good.
Sorry, mate.
How do you think the fans have been?
The fans have been unbelievable. They've been singing the entire game. It really is this loud. They've been singing the entire game. Beer's been up in the air. They've not stopped singing. This has been the best atmosphere I've been involved in outside of a football stadium. Unbelievable.
Wow, they are loving it down in Clapham. Darren, we've just seen the scenes here. The players look, I mean, it's almost like a cup final, these games, isn't it? Every one they win. Going over to the fans. Vardy there, of course, slight injury before the game, wasn't part of it. Then you see the flip side of it, the Swedish fans devastated.
Cameraman likes his going. I've shown it about 4 times.
Cut into a lot. What's great about this, Pato, is as well, all the subs, the unused players, seem to be embracing and enjoying it as much as that Harry Kane's, the Harry Maguire's, the goal scorers. There's a real team environment with this England team.
Yeah, well, a lot of these guys obviously play together, but it seems like that's something that Southgate's really succeeded in, right? Getting everybody. This is unbelievable. The cameramen at World Cup.
It's the same person.
The cameramen all World Cup long have been disgraceful. Disgraceful. But yeah, like it seems like Southgate has got everyone just kind of like working together. I mean, we saw them having races in the swimming pool like after the first game. I don't know, it just seems like there's a really good atmosphere in the squad. And at this point, you know, we talked in the first live stream about what success would look like.
You did,
right, and people were saying quarterfinals. And now, technically, I mean, obviously you want to win, but this is all kind of gravy. You've got past where you thought you'd ever get.
Yeah.
It's just amazing just looking at that. France v Belgium, the one semi-final. It will be England in another semi-final against Russia or Croatia. There it is. That match, of course, is live tonight. I believe that is from Sochi. I believe that is a 7 o'clock kickoff. Russia, Croatia. The winners will play England in a semi-final. Pete, how many polls have you put out in the last minute? What have they involved and what have people said?
I'm putting one on right now. I mean, if you've caught me off guard here, but I literally just put one out a couple of seconds ago. And it was just a Pickford man of the match one. It was 68% Pickford man of the match. I think it's fantastic to see a player who's so young as well in such an important position as goalkeeper coming up with 3 massive saves that kind of changed the game or would have changed the game had he not made those saves.
Yeah.
I think going into the later stages now he's got so much confidence, surely.
Interestingly as well with Sky, but England are now 5-2 to win the World Cup. Interestingly, Belgium are also 5-2. France are the favourites with 2-1. Obviously 18 plus, full terms and conditions apply. People are believing, not just England fans, everyone is believing now, Pato, that England are serious contenders to win the World Cup.
Well, I mean, this first team is really, really talented. I mean, like, look, yeah, we talk about France, we talk about Belgium, and I think they probably do have slightly more top-level talent. But, like, I think actually England have the best system of those 3 sides. Like, I don't
Look at this from Southgate.
He's so
Raw passion. Look at that.
These pictures on the screen now are the reason why England are in the semi-finals. Because
go on, elaborate on that.
He's going around, and you can see, like, I've had it before where managers where they've come up to me, hug you, and you hug them, but it's a bit like all right.
Oh, really?
But you've got these here embracing it with the gaffer. They're talking to him, they're laughing. You can tell that they're playing for him.
Does the fact that he's played in a major tournament in such a big era for England, semi-final Euro 96, obviously missing that penalty. Do the players respect him more because he's been through that, do you think?
Maybe, yeah, but it looks to me that they just love playing for him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They all seem to be running for him, working hard, and when you've got the manager, as I said, there on the pitch there, and he's hugging them, and they're all like rubbing his head, it's like he's one of the players.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, obviously, we all know he's the manager, but they've got that kind of togetherness where they're almost like friends.
Yeah,
like the manager, the coaching staff, the players. It's like you were talking about a video they were doing swimming races or something.
Yeah.
In the pool and that. It's like they're friends more than teammates.
And he's had this impact on the nation. These are just the scenes in one part of the country. That is the Grand again, where Alex and Zach are in Clapham. This is the impact Gareth Southgate is having on the world. Look at this.
Who could have predicted that Gareth Southgate would be the most popular man in the country?
I know, yeah.
like 3 years ago.
Unbelievable. Look at that. We're just watching scenes now of Harry Kane's post-match influence. What's great about this is Kane, quiet game. He's had a brilliant tournament so far, but other people are stepping up. Maguire's scoring, Dele Alli's scoring, Lingard's scoring. It's nice that the pressure isn't just on Harry Kane, because a lot of pundits quite rightly looked at England's team and said, if Kane doesn't play well, you've got no hope. But there's other players scoring now.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's had a quiet couple of games, I'd say.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
He's had a quiet few couple of games, but he's just that person. He's obviously the leader. He's the captain. I was unsure when he first got it. Like, I always thought it should have been Jordan Henderson who was captain, but
oh, did you?
That's what I thought he was going to be. Yeah, but to be fair to Harry, he's made me a believer because he looks like he's that leader on the pitch.
Yeah, I think
Dele
this is
Alli's
his
first goal since October 2016 for England.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing he's been playing for England that long, really. But I mean, with Kane,
true.
this must be his first game, right, as captain where he hasn't scored.
I think you're right.
Is that not true? Hasn't he scored 8 in 8 or something for them?
That is correct.
So
it's amazing, really, isn't it?
So I mean, like a quiet game. I think
you're pretty gutted by your standards, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I bet he's livid that there wasn't a penalty in this game.
Yeah. Just watching the final scenes now as we're just going through the tweets that we can put on and tweets we can't put on.
I put up the polls there, obviously.
Go on, Pete.
And one of them was, can England actually win the World Cup? And at the minute, it's 68% yes.
68% of you believe England can win the World Cup?
They can, but not that they will.
Well, I mean, as in, can they win the World Cup? As in, will they win the World Cup? 68% say yes. And who would you prefer to play in the semi? 62% Russia.
100%.
Yeah.
But again, I think the crowds will be a big thing there. The support for Russia in Russia.
Look at Clapham, they're just getting louder and louder.
You want to go there, yeah?
That is, I mean, I might.
Every time it cuts away, he's like on Uber.
And there's a question just popped up here from official Tiggy for Darren. If you could add one player from your era to the current team, who would it be?
I like that question. From England era.
Is it not still the Darren Bent era? You're just going to take that?
If I probably one era, I'd probably say it's a tough one, that, because you know what, probably the one I probably would be Ashley Cole, maybe.
Yeah.
Ashley Cole, I'd probably say.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Probably sounds about right.
So who would you leave out?
Oh Jesus. I'd leave a goalkeeper out.
clever. Yeah. Really clever answer.
Sorry, Pope.
Well, here's another tweet. That's from our good mate Scotty. There she is. Absolute scene, she writes. Semi-final, here we come. How are you all feeling? And it just, that does epitomise the nation right now. Everyone's happy, everyone's embracing it. And there is real belief that England can go all the way. We're just watching the scenes now, the post-match. Saw Harry Kane, we saw Harry Maguire. And everything seems, no injuries either. Everything seems to be ticking. There's nothing else.
Who do you think England will play in the semi, and who will they play
Croatia.
in the final if they get to the final?
France.
Yeah, I agree.
Croatia, France. That's what stands between England.
I'm going Croatia, Belgium.
Croatia, Belgium. Yeah. You're a big believer in the Belgium side.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
I picked them before the tournament started, other than England.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, like with that attack, you assume they can get through anyone, but the defence is just the question.
They've been a funny team previously at big tournaments because they've had such big players who haven't necessarily performed that well together as like a cohesive unit. I think in the last game you certainly saw them gel really well because like some of their interplay in the final third was fantastic. Lukaku had a great game, so I think if they can push on from there.
I just think with the French team, I think England's back three I think they can handle Giroud pretty easy because he's not quick enough to run in behind. But with the Belgians, when you've got De Bruyne running here, Lukaku running, Hazard running, Carrasco running, you talk about a lot of pace.
Yeah. So you think England would rather play? You'd rather England played France?
I'd rather England played France. Yeah.
Right, let's have a final word from Alex and Zach in Clapham. What a win for England, guys!
Yes, guys. guys, as you can see, the party is still going here. People, I think, might believe it's coming home. What do you think, Zach?
Oh, it's coming home, baby. I'll tell you that right now. The fans are going mental. They have been all game since 1-0. As I said, they were celebrating everything. Even when we were kicking out of play, they were celebrating like mad. All I can say is we best leave it to the scenes to sign it off for us. Just look at them. Oh, they've ended.
Unbelievable atmosphere here. I think England might win the World Cup. Back to you guys in the studio.
Picking at the Alba. It's just
What's happening?
The injury
So they're going to roll straight into the evening.
The evening starts at 3 o'clock.
I hope that's just beer in the cup.
Yeah,
I've been at festivals where ain't just beer in there.
Glastonbury's the worst. Look at that. What I love about that, Darren, is the DJ's thought, right, England have won, but we've also got an evening set. I'll go 3 lines to Dancing Queen, just the whole party's happy. We're just watching scenes everywhere. Newcastle, Croydon, Clapham, everyone is going absolutely crazy. Pete, before we go, yeah, very good point, actually. ABBA's a Sweden, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe they just want to appeal to everyone. You've got a question for Darren?
Just because everybody's thinking that it will be Croatia in the next round. Christian has asked, do you remember playing against Lovren and Mandzukic when they played for Dynamo Zagreb and you were at Spurs?
Oh. Apparently, you scored a hat-trick in a UEFA Cup game.
Yeah. Was that against, who was that against?
That was, as you quite said, Dynamo Zagreb and Mandzukic and Lovren were in that side.
Oh, probably Lovren. I can't remember. If I've got an hat-trick, I can't remember. But
I love that. He's got so many hat-tricks. Yeah,
he's behind you.
Wow. I can't remember. I remember playing against Lovren at Southampton and he was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really, really good. And but no, I can't remember him at Zagreb. I can remember the other one who played for Liverpool, who was at Zagreb then. He played centre-half for Liverpool. He went to there.
Also, he played alongside Modric for Spurs.
Yeah, the best I played with.
Best you've ever played with?
Best I ever played with, yeah. Hands down,
He struggled.
You answered that incredibly quickly as well. Like, there wasn't even a debate or anything.
Fantastic. And anyone who's played for Tottenham will tell you how good he was. I mean, we saw it straight away in training, but you're right. When he first started to play for Tottenham in the Premier League, people were like, he's not good enough, not good enough. And even when he went to Madrid, I think I heard someone say he was the worst signing Madrid ever made.
Crazy.
But he's unbelievable. Like, he's so good on the ball. He can't get he's so small. And you think I can just push him, but his touches are that immaculate, you just can't seem to get near him.
I think you're right, because the first year there was La Liga do the worst team of the season. There was a few people saying he's in that, and obviously
it's
now
Modric and Alex Song.
And Ronaldo, interestingly, recently voted him as his best player for the Ballon d'Or, and I think there's a huge respect for him now. But it's weird that players have to of that ability have to prove themselves, isn't it?
We saw it straight away.
You saw it straight away.
Obviously, it took a while for him to adapt. It's the Premier League, it's the toughest league in the world. It took him a while to adapt, but once he adapted.
Yeah. Wow. Pete, before we head off, any final thoughts from social?
To be honest, mate, I haven't even checked. I haven't checked.
Really good honesty from Pete. Guys, thank you so much. Darren, thank you very much for coming on the show. Lucky charm. England are through to the semi-final. Pato, as always, brilliant having you on. And Pete, thanks for social. We've got some live shots of Clapham. Here are the final shots of Clapham. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back on Tuesday with Wayne Bridge for the semi-final between France and Brazil for Football Social with Sky Bet. England are through to the World Cup semi-final. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Spark your sports brain. Go global with Sky Bet.